Hey everybody! Hopefully we look and sound okay. It is the Easy Allies Community Showcase. Oh, nice. We rehearsed that really well.
Yeah, people think only Kyle and Hubert can do that. No! Me and Jones also can.
Woo! We're freestyling. It's the showcase. I got my boy Brad showing up a week later.
Yeah.
When we were originally supposed to do that. Totally 100% my fault. And Brad was like, whatever, man.
Yeah, whatever.
And I was like, how about this day? And Brad's like, let's do it.
Let's do it.
It's
10 a.m., baby.
I'm
Let's
down.
go.
Brad's like, as long as you get to read all of the comments.
That's right, dude.
And
I saw that.
I just get to sit there and chill with our community.
Not reading that.
I am down. Also worth saying that two things. First of all, our boy Ragnar.
Oh, dude. Fire be purged or something like that, right? Something like that. I don't remember. Why fire be purged?
15th anniversary. Thank you. Thank you, Blizzard.
This thing is massive, dude. Look at this thing. Massive. Gold rag.
That's for you, baby. You taking that home or is that saying?
I don't know.
So that was sent to us from Blizzard. Just to say, Blizzard sent us that.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. 15 years. So happy it's one of the greats. I mean, can you imagine how embarrassing it would be to get this and it's not one of the greats? That'd be terrible.
Well, now that Classic's out, Jones, it has a chance at any time.
You heard it here.
It has a chance.
We could talk about Hall of Greats all day, but we're here to talk about the Community Showcase. What this is a $10 and above tier on patreon.com/easyallies. You can just kick back and listen to me talk for 2 hours, and then we're going to watch, look at a bunch of drawings and photographs and screenshots. We have one ally that is now doing like narration, basically thinking of like the whole new genre of submissions to the showcase. But the submissions are done at that $10 level on Patreon, and we put up the post at the end of the month. So if you're like, this was fun, I want to be a part of this, you can go to patreon.com/easyallies. You can see the post for the October Community Showcase for October 2019. If you want to see any more of this stuff, download some of the images, follow some of these artists that are doing stuff. And if you want to be a part of the next showcase, at the end of October, we'll put up a post for the November showcase. And then if you are at that $10 or above level, you can post whatever. You can post a comment. The majority of the show is comments. It's going to be me reading a lot of stuff and Brad nodding and our chats.
That's right.
Debating all of this stuff because definitely with this showcase, Brad, like there's so many good games out right now that it's just every showcase post.
Yes.
But I will say, and I rarely tease this beforehand, a tremendous amount of Final Fantasy talk in these comments.
Ooh, I like Final Fantasy. You like Final Fantasy.
All over the place. Oh, yeah.
How many of it is hot takes about Final Fantasy VII Remake?
They're all nothing but hot takes.
Okay.
Caesar Villa. Hello, Brad and Jones. Let's start by clarifying something.
Okay.
Jones and Brad in this case, but it applies to all the allies sitting in the guest seat. Feel free to derail anywhere my last name takes you, or any other part of my comment for that matter. So Caesar Villa.
Yeah.
It could be Villa, but I say Villa, which makes me think, you say the word Villa, I think Perfect Dark. Every time. I think those rooftops, the sniper rifle.
Sure, yeah.
And Caesar was like, sure. That's the juicy part of the show. Your input, not my silly words. Now with that out of the way, September was bad for my gaming. Again, even worse than August. Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga, which shout out to what's the
I don't remember
the dev.
Rest in peace, though, Dev. Yeah. Sorry.
Stayed abandoned this month. My wife's soccer team just lost the most important game of the season versus their most hated rival.
Oh, it's like Bad News Bears.
And fired the coach afterwards.
Oh, fired the coach?
So I don't think she'll watch any games for the remainder of the year.
Wow!
Knowing the season's continuing, knowing it's going on, and you're at home just like making bread or whatever.
Just like taking care of the fired the coach?
Holy
jeez.
Playing games. That's when you play Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga.
Yeah.
When you're trying not to think about the soccer game. I'll try to pick this one up after I'm done with Resident Evil 0, which I should start tonight. Oh nice. Yeah, that's I think I have a code for 0. Zero's just waiting for me on the Switch. It's October. Moving along, I keep plating Triforce Heroes this month, and while I stand by it's the second worst game in the franchise, it definitely grew on me. It's not the piece of trash I thought it was in the beginning. It's a fine game, lesser for a stellar franchise like Zelda, but good overall. I finally got my wife and cousin to play with me a couple of times. The cousin seemed to enjoy it, but the wife, not so much. I don't think I'll be able to beat all the missions without their help, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to complete it, but I'll give it a good try. Changing consoles, we beat the story mode in Super Mario Maker 2, which I have not done. And I have been playing some levels I came across on the internet. I tried the ones fellow ally David Clellan showcased last month, the ones Kyle posted on Twitter, and of course, the one made in the debut episode of the new Don's Design Lab. Some devilish stuff right there. And on a different note, Brad, I have something to ask you. How is The World Ends With You on Switch? Have you tried it?
Just real briefly.
Okay.
It's fine. I prefer so if it's like the iOS version, I prefer the dual screens of the original, like on the DS one. But I think it's still a good way to play the game if you can play it.
I'd be curious to check that out because that was like almost the second the Switch was revealed and we knew how that was going to work. Almost one of the first things I thought of was like, ooh, all those DS franchises and all those DS games. Like, is there any way we can make those? Can we flip the Switch over
works.
or something? You know,
it works.
I've been hoping for a segment about it on Frame Trap since it launched, but nothing. I first thought you guys didn't get the game, but in the Trial by Combat, Damiani asked for a Final Fantasy VII release date thing for E3. I could see the logo in your Switch, so I'm curious, did you play it? I'm guessing, sneaking up, sees the logo on the Switch, sees the game's loaded. Gotta be careful, you see that backlog.
I don't think it was sketch.
Asking about the backlog. I love it, the reveal. I could see it... I'm guessing the lack of coverage just means it's a mediocre port, not even worth trashing. But hey, since you're there, any thoughts you can share about it? Thanks.
Just time. Yeah. That was the reason.
That's it for this month. Have a spooky Halloween, allies. Love and respect, Caesar. Not related to Perfect Joanna or any other dark villain.
It really kills me when there's so many games out that I want to talk about and do stuff with, but we just can't do it.
Yeah.
Because of time.
That was I talked about that in the last Cup of Jones, but the one week before. Because I dearly love GTA Online, Red Dead Online, and Fortnite, and I'm just not up to date on what's going on with those games. Something like even Division, I could see myself if I was worked at a post office or something and didn't have this job, and at night it's no, this 4-hour block is my gaming block every night. It's I maybe still be playing that. Brandon Kagan. I was hoping to complete Creature in the Well, Gears 5, and Borderlands 3 before this showcase, but I was only able to finish 2. Starting chronologically, Creature in the Well was fun time despite some issues. Took me about 6 hours to 100% the game, and while I love the concept, some of the mechanics, and especially its art style... While I love the concept, some of the mechanics, and especially its art style, the fact it doesn't tell you some of the tools you need in unmarked secret areas of one dungeon help you in another dungeon is frustrating, especially when so much is going on at one time. It felt like more luck than skill was needed. But to use Mr. Jones's example from his Horizon Zero Dawn review, what's here is good, but I'm excited for what can come next to be great. Moving on to my favorite Xbox franchise, Gears 5 is easily the best Gears game since 2. I know you say Gears is better than 4. Where's 5 stack up?
Oh, yeah. It's one of the best, yeah.
There's so much choice with what to play and how to play it. Because I play alone, Escape, while a fun concept, isn't conducive to people like me, much like Horde. The multiplayer is solid, and getting to play alone with bots is great. The overwhelming customization and microtransactions feel like a complete waste of time and resources, but thankfully they're entirely optional, and I never felt the need to try and get iron, the currency you can only buy, if not earn in any respect. Somebody reached out to me and asked what I thought of the microtransactions in Breakpoint, and I'm like, dude, I don't even go to the in-game store. I'm just running around the world getting gear. You do not need...
Yeah.
I guess I'm playing on normal, and, I am fine.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I have, 50,000 credits. I've never bought anything. I've never bought an attachment or anything. I just learned that I can, upgrade each weapon. I'm like, oh, neat. But, again, it doesn't really affect my gameplay that much.
Headshots.
Yeah, it's a headshot. Which is a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Love headshots.
The campaign was excellent outside of a particular story. Well, wait. Yes. The campaign was excellent, and outside of how a particular story moment was presented at the very end, I'm very happy with what the Coalition did with the narrative as a whole. Finally, as for Borderlands 3, I feel like I've been only able to scratch the surface of what's available before time to submit. That has been the song Daniel Bloodworth has been singing for the last several weeks. I was hoping to be much further, if not outright done, but alas, I've only been to 4 planets. So far, everything feels great. I love how from the start, every weapon feels unique. I'm swimming in high rare loot a lot sooner than I expected, and the various quality of life changes are all positives. It's funny that, it's one of those games where Blood will just send me, a random message at, 2 in the morning, and he's like, I just found a gun. I just found a grenade that you throw it, and it, creates icicles from the ground up and shoots people in the air. I'm like,
isn't it funny how Bloodworth sends all of us those kind of those DMs talking to us about stuff? We're like, oh,
but
okay.
it's Huber does the same thing. It's they both use Slack the
but
same way.
But Huber's rapid succession.
Right.
And he's gone.
My favorite with Huber and Slack is when Huber's like, man, this thing's great. And I'm like, yeah, I like it. Did you see this episode? Gone.
Yeah.
It's just Huber?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm right there. And so you look at the timestamp, and it's the same minute that I replied. And he's already
notifications off. Yeah.
Like Super Grover. He jumped out of a window.
Yeah, it is drive-by yelling, pretty much.
When I can find the time, I can't wait to get back to it. For my final 100 words, I want to lament how I'm going to be completely broke by mid-April, thanks to The Last of Us Part 2 announcing it's coming 10 days after Ori or The Will-o'-the-Wisps, but now 11 days before Final Fantasy VII Remake, yet there's still Cyberpunk a month later. Wow. And those are just the games I'm interested in. Animal Crossing, Watch Dogs, Legion, Doom.
Doom. Yeah. Doom.
Snuck in there. In 2016, a 2-week stretch from April to May gave me what would be 3 of my top 10 favorite games of all time. Okay. In 2016, a 2-week stretch from April to May gave me what would be 3 of my top 10 favorite games of all time. Can you name one?
In April of 2016?
April to May of 2016. Just curious.
God.
These are like, 2 of these are definitely
Zelda was in March, I think, right?
It wasn't, not Zelda.
Shoot, I can't remember. Persona?
Uncharted 4, Doom, and Ratchet and Clank.
2016? Oh, I'm thinking 2017, I think.
I was excited for 2019
Doom.
at the start of the year, but 2020 could be, for me, my favorite year in gaming before we even get to E3. Yeah, 2020 is going to be great. Especially now that we're like, both consoles are coming out at the end of the year. Just like,
ugh.
woo!
Buckle up, dude.
Yeah. Kyle's looking forward to recording his podcast. As Moses Pruder, good afternoon, gentlemen. Let's talk about Final Fantasy for a little bit.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. This year, I've been replaying Final Fantasies 8, 9, and 12, which means, within the space of a few months, I've been basically revisiting my late teens and early 20s. It almost feels as if time has been compressed, if you're into that sort of nonsense. It's been interesting to see if and how I've changed as a Final Fantasy player in the years since. First, however, let me first talk briefly about why I chose to purchase the ones I did. I still have all the original discs for these games, as well as a readily available PS2 to play them on. I mainly bought 8 and 9 for good karma, and 12 was the Zodiac Age version, which I hadn't played before. Yeah, it's all. The fact that you can speed up that gameplay is very tempting for me to check it out. But I'll probably get 10 eventually, because who could resist seeing Anima in all of her HD glory? And it would be nice to be able to just put my Switch to sleep, rather than, as a random example, if I got called away while in the 3rd phase of a grueling 3-phase boss fight, having to worry about putting my PS2 on pause for over 2 hours. Anyway, Final Fantasy IX. I still love the characters in the world. I still hate the card game, and I'm frankly baffled as to how I had the patience to play Chocobo Hot and Cold enough to 100% the Chocograph side quest. One thing that really impressed me this time around was that the game was able to tell when I started to depend on certain characters a little too much, and therefore when to take them away from me. Also, nice to know I still love Freya as much as I used to. FF12 is almost exactly as I remembered it. I like the new license board a lot, and the way you can mix and max jobs. I still have my Brady Game Strategy Guide, which has been especially helpful. I have gotten completely sidetracked by the hunts, and Ash, Balthier, and Penelo are still my main party, so yeah, not much has changed there. I did put this on pause for Mario Maker, but the Pharos Lighthouse is waiting for me when I get back. Right now, I'm playing Final Fantasy VIII. Those FMVs and that soundtrack are somehow better than I remembered it. The first time I played, I made my mom watch the opening because I was so blown away. The story is as endearingly insane as I remember, and junctioning is actually kind of fun this time around. However, navigation is still kind of rough. I got lost in the dealing sewers again, and whoever designed Esthar is probably still having a good laugh about it. Triple Triad is still great, exchanging rules is not so great, so that's my little nostalgia trip. And I just want to end with these words. Fast forwarding is a godsend. Love and respect to you both, as Boasted Pruder, a.k.a. Screaming Argonaut.
Nice.
Fast forwarding them all, but
nice, dude. Love Final Fantasy.
All about auto battles.
Oh, man, yeah.
All about fast forwarding.
Yeah, a lot of those
I've
games.
never, to date, I still never experienced anything like Bravely Default. I never played Bravely Second, but Bravely Default, having the 4-time battle and the auto battle, just watching them like...
Yeah, that was one of the earlier times I can remember that.
Oh, loved that. That was some real good grinding, because they would just rip things apart so fast. Bearded Scotsman 86. Hey, Brandon and Brad. Out of the... So, I know you love 7, though, but out of 8, 9, and 12...
Nine's my second favorite.
9's your second favorite?
Yeah. Of all time. 9, baby.
Bearded Scotsman 86.
Don't worry,
hey,
6 is like 3 or 4.
That's fine. It's cool.
It goes...
It's cool.
It's up there, baby. Don't worry.
No worries. Hey, Brandon and Brad. I got Ellie Noire as a rental this month, so I have been working my way through it, through it all in the 360, but it has been so long. I don't remember much of it, which helps. That was what it was... I remember when the Ellie Noire VR was in the last state of play.
Yeah.
And I remember watching the mission, and I was like, yeah, I don't remember this. I could probably do this case and just be like, what? What happened? The whole time. The interview mechanic is overacted, of course, which feels odd, but without it, solving the cases would be too much trial and error. The weirdest part is how the faces are attached to the bodies. And if you play this in VR, Oh yeah, it is
Yeah,
super
whack.
creepy. Often if you are off to the side or behind people, they are looking at you. It doesn't fit with what the body is doing. For most of the time, though, I've been playing through WoW Classic at level 43 on my
Nice.
Priest with over 6 days of play time, a Mage at level 13, a Paladin at level 18. I've really enjoyed going back to how it was before all the patches made it more of a solo game. I've grouped up with so many people, and as I have been questing since there is more of a challenge in Classic. Love and respect, Bearded Scotsman 86. Any Classic love? Any?
Yeah, I was playing. I haven't gotten to play in like weeks though. Unfortunately, I got to like 33. My road was 33. And dude, that game takes forever to do. And Jones, like, I was looking for a group for something for like 2 hours too, and I was just like, dude, this is crazy. It's awesome, but it's brutal. Like, just it takes so long to do things in that game, Jones, because
doing this and...
you have to run everywhere for so long. And it could take like 10 minutes to get somewhere, dude. Oh, then you do something and you have to run all the way back, then all the way. Oh my god. It's definitely 2004.
That's why it's neat. It's why something like, Breakpoint is flawed in many ways. But I like that we're with this, that like we've developed. I'm curious how Watch Dogs is also kind of like this, where you just get missions as you just go out in the world. You just go out in the world, do stuff, and like you level up, and so it's definitely a much more organic experience. It's not like back and forth and back and forth. Ah, it's funny. Spencer, aka Spools of Thread. Hi, Jones and Brad. I'm back with more poetry. This time kind of focused around how I grew up reading so many fantasy books that I had when I was a kid that I thought I'd go on my own big adventure when I grew up. Thank goodness for D&D. I kind of get to do that now anyway. Love and respect, Spencer. All right. I get so scared when we get poems. And maybe this feeling never goes away. There's an ache that starts in your chest and echoes down to your ribcage and makes its home in all the hollow spaces there. There's a lot of those, left over from the days you spent all your time carving runes into your bones like they were made of wood. And maybe there's something missing in this life so mundane, coiling in your stomach, when you angle the camera just right, and the modernity of it all falls away, and so does the grass from your feet, so does the breath from your lungs, until it's just you and the light turning the pines gold like summer honey. And maybe you fill the gaps with stories and songs that make you think of finding your own family and forging it in spilled blood.
Whoa.
None of them feel right. A thought blurred slightly to the left, but you think maybe you can leave it be if one chord sets something in you ringing like a whole block made of church bells. And maybe you pick up your own magics to hold on to like a moonlit lifeline. The star looks with its upside down gaze at the ceiling as if it's projecting its own melancholies there. The hermit settles like an upright stone in your stomach. The magician comes out crooked, and you don't quite know what that means, except it makes you want something more tangible. And maybe in another life you stand in the waiting jaws of a cave mouth, and there's a soft light in one hand and a pouch full of runestones in the other. There's a family not yet found, waiting in taverns and on docks, and with doors to hearts left unthinkingly ajar. And maybe in this life a friend shoves something in your hands, a book, a set of dice, an audition, and you slip into a different skin, one lit up with streams of something otherworldly, and you push all that magic into your veins until you're more luminescence than blood, body, bone. And it's all over too quickly. And maybe this is all you have. And maybe this is the best you can do.
Whoa.
I love...
Whoa.
There is a family not yet found, waiting in taverns and on docks, and with doors to hearts left unthinkingly ajar. I love that.
That's good stuff.
That's really great. I love it. D&D rules, everybody. Tabletop's really cool. Try it once.
Try it once.
Try it once.
Never too late.
Jordan Kirk. Hey Jones, hey Brad. I found myself in a similar place last month. Team Dangerous did not win our pool games for our opportunity to play in Vegas. But I can't say I was expecting too much, seeing as how it was my first APA Tri-City tournament. I did, however, provide a lot of helpful tips and experience where I've managed to maintain the next skill level. The gaming front is a bit slow, but not non-existent. My Switch JRPGs are piling up, so am I, actually.
Yeah.
I'm slowly making my way through Final Fantasy VIII Remastered and having a good old time. FF8 was my first Final Fantasy, so it has a very special place in my heart. For now, of course, I've put more time into Triple Triad than the actual game. However, I'm a little disappointed that random citizens do not want to play around during critically important time-sensitive missions. Also, on the docket are Dragon Quest XI. I'm looking forward to 16-bit mode since I played through 2/3 of it on PS4. And also Dragon Quest III. Interesting 3, specifically. I'm currently playing 1 and 2.
Everyone says 3's the best of the original trilogy. That's why.
I just started We got the codes for all three. I almost done with one. I just don't know what to do, but my character's like way over leveled.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
running around the world being like, where do I go?
Breakfast.
And then I just started 2, and then Ben was like, for that 3 code. Yoink.
Yeah, of course.
So, of course, it's the best one. I should have
Yeah.
had Ben. What's the best one? Are you taking the best one?
Yeah, he is.
But I don't have time to play that either. So take it. Good times await for sure. I'll let that do for this month. I'm looking forward to my horror movie marathon throughout the month. Also, good games are a come until next time.
Ooh.
I look forward to November because I hope some people will talk about the spooky times they had in October. So we can keep that jolly, spooky October mood just a little bit longer. And for the record, and I'll say this at the end, Damiani, I believe, will be our next guest.
Ooh, Damiani.
Damiani will be on in November, which is a bit odd because he was just on because he hosted the show.
Yeah.
But he's also due to sit in the chair. Tyler Gardner. Hey all, what a crazy, crazy month. Gaming time was unfortunately sparse this month as I spent 2 weeks haphazardly planning an event on campus where we got a presidential candidate to come. It made quite a bit of press and even the cover of my school's paper. Truly one of the biggest and most stressful things I've ever been a part of. I gotta love those stressful things are real important when you're in college. When you're in college and especially starting a business, not starting a business. Well, go for it. But working in your 20s, like bring on those big, crazy, complicated things because you learn how to handle it. In my sparse free time this month, however, I did manage to start 2 games and finish one, sort of. First, I began Chrono Trigger on the PC. I'm only about 3 hours in, but I'm feeling the Jones desire to grind this one. Can you grind? I thought you couldn't grind Chrono Trigger.
You can grind
I thought
Chrono
you
Trigger.
cleared enemies.
You don't
in
need
the zone.
to. Well, you can come back.
I tried to come back later in that game, and it was hard to find enemies. I'm only about 3 hours in, but I'm feeling the Jones' desire to grind this one. The music is wonderful, and the sprite art incredible. I also began Pokemon Crystal. I've played and finished a Pokemon game of nearly every gen, but never Gen 2, excluding Soul Silver. So now I have something to pace myself with the Thursday streams. Crystal seemed the perfect game. Current team, Crocona, named it Stein. Skip Plume, named Perry. This Pokemon spoilers here. Zubat, named Moon. Poliwag, named Elsa. And Togepi, named Wish. And a Paris, whose name I forgot. Now lastly, in the finished department, sort of, is Catherine Full Body. I played through its 10-hour campaign over the weekend, and I got what I think is probably the Bad Catherine with a K ending. I really loved the game's odd quirks, and it felt like a mad blend between Atlas's usual quirk with something like Rocky Horror. I've never heard that compared. That's interesting. The puzzle elements were fine, but in future runs of other endings, I'll probably turn it down to the easiest difficulty, as my real enjoyment was in the story and characters. A final thing of note, I just purchased the Tatami Galaxy on Blu-ray today. Tatami Galaxy.
Never heard of it.
Aha! Around a year ago, I started watching it on Crunchyroll, but then it was removed, and it only just came out on physical media. It's got an amazing art style. It basically can't be dubbed because the dialogue is so fast. It can't be dubbed because the dialogue is so fast. It's definitely a show you have to be paying full attention to because the subs go flying by. Oh, and Cube World is finally out. The alpha I bought years ago is finally paying off, so yes, college is college and insanely busy. However, hopefully next month will be a little calmer, as I could certainly use the de-stressor of time to game. Love and respect, Tyler, at TMGM528.
Nice.
Thanks, Tyler. Love it.
Good stuff.
Get to work, Tyler.
Yeah.
Pokey Clyde, yo, check out Marianne on Netflix. Good creepy show for this spooky month.
Oh. Okay.
Marianne. I admittedly have not spent a lot of time. I've been playing games a lot. I have not really
I haven't watched anything.
I have not really, but it's nice. I like when every new month starts and you're like, ooh, we get a new little batch. They're fleshing out. We get something new.
You know what we get next month?
There's got to be some dumb.
Besides Death Stranding, obviously. Star Wars, dude.
Oh, I know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's great.
Yeah.
You and me are just like.
Well, the thing is,
to God.
you know what? Here's the thing. Here's the thing about that game is, it's like I have thoughts all over the place. There's things I'm excited about. There's things I'm nervous about. I'm nervous about it as a game. I'm nervous about it as what it means for future Star Wars games because I want it to do well because then spend more money on Star Wars video games. But like when we get that right, and you like download it, you like kick it open, and it's just like like Electronic Arts, and just like respawn, and then like start the new game, like music goes, and then like you hit it, and just like, right now you'd be like, yeah. Just okay, you got me.
Don't start with Vader.
You got me, Respawn. Don't start with what?
Don't start with Vader. We don't need that right after.
All right, well.
Save him up. Like
I'll be thinking about this.
Save him up.
If they start with Vader, I save all of it up. Yeah.
But like at the moment in time, if it does happen, Jones, like I might not even care. I'll just be like, as long as it fits.
Since we are I would prefer if we went outside of what we know. Like I was a little perturbed that it's between 3 and 4. No, not with it. I would just in the initial planning phase of putting it between 3 and 4. But now that it is, like I wouldn't mind a little Yoda.
I think
just
Star
a little
Wars
Yoda, just a little bit.
Will be
just
super familiar in every regard for everything they do for a very long time.
Like if Yoda and Ahsoka Tano got to hang out and they just kind of like wedged her into the lore. Yeah, it'd be nice if Yoda was like, "Hey Cal, I know you exist. I see you fighting. Cal, keep it up. Cal.
Yeah."
More experience.
Because there's gonna be a flashback Jones of him at the temple.
More skill points.
And he's gonna be like training with this dumb little sword and shit, and Yoda's gonna be there. Cal, use this. And you'll like remember.
Cal at BD1.
Yeah.
All right. Miguel Menjivar. Hello, Brad and Jones. Greetings, chat. September came and went. I'm actually amazed how fast this month went since there were so many games that came out and I haven't finished. Let's get some stuff out of the way. Link's Awakening and Control are games that I didn't purchase this month. It's not that I don't want to play them, however. I've been very occupied with other games. I totally put Control down for Breakpoint, and I'm going to put Breakpoint down for Death Stranding, and I'm going to put Death Stranding down for Star Wars. That's the way it goes sometimes, man. Yeah. I don't want to play... this month I want to talk about Gears 5, Borderlands 3, and of course, Destiny 2. Again. First of all, Gears 5 is one of the best games of the year, no questions asked. This time, the story of the game is the highlight for me, probably for the first time since Gears 2. Nice. Yep. I actually cared about the characters and their motivations to do what they had to do. The gameplay is more refined, and the multiplayer is just pure fun. To be honest, even if there are games like Sekiro and the RE2 Remake, Gears 5 might be my goatee so far. Cool. Now let's go with the hot takes. Ready?
Yeah.
I don't like Borderlands 3.
Oh. What?
This might be weird coming from someone who loves looter shooters, but I was bored most of the time. I was playing Borderlands 3. Let's talk about what I like. Shooting, what I don't like, almost everything else. The humor didn't make me laugh at all, and the worlds feel lifeless for some reason. Not sure what it is, but going to a new place in Borderlands was not exciting. Maybe my biggest problem is that the loot doesn't feel like something you own. As an example, since most of the weapons are RNG, they don't feel completely unique. The weapons just feel like a number and nothing else, but again, maybe it's a me thing, I don't know. After saying all that, you will ask me, then why do you love Destiny 2? It's the same thing, right? Well, maybe, but maybe not. To be honest, it is the only gameplay... It is not only the gameplay and the looting that makes D2 a great game, but it's one of the best games to play with other people. Yeah. Doing a dungeon with 2 other friends and getting nice loot? Sign me in. Doing a raid with 5 other friends? In caps. Sign me in. Maybe the reason I love Destiny 2 so much is that I can play many things with other people and receive nice loot with them, and of course finishing a raid with your fire team is very satisfactory. Very satisfactory. Yeah. Borderlands 3 doesn't do that, unfortunately. Finally, I might now be watching this community showcase because today is the release of Destiny 2 Shadowkeep, so see you in the VOD later. Oh. Edit. Is not Shadowkeep launch anymore, so I should be watching live. Well, that is it for my... that's it from...
Just play Destiny, it's fine.
That's it from me this time. I wish the best for all of you. Amor y respeto, Miguel.
Cool. I know Mike likes Destiny too.
Yeah. I'm so glad Gears 5 is one of the better Gears games. I'm so glad people are happy with Shadowkeep. Like, I'm so... every time you hear these things. Yeah. And that's like... I know it seems weird, like, to say that. It kind of seems disingenuous because I'm not playing it, but, like, we talk about being disappointed with franchise so much. Like, a lot of times Kyle on the podcast will be like, hey, remember this thing? We're like, oh, yeah, what happened with that? Or, like, we just said it. We're like, nervous about Star Wars, you know? And, like, I don't want to sound like pessimists and then not do it the other way around, where it's like, that worked. Yeah. You know, like, you can see, like, that's what we want every time. You know, like, I want all of this stuff to
celebrate those games you love.
I want Final Fantasy Remake to be the best game of 2020.
I've been hearing a lot of people talk about Borderlands 3, how, like, the humor or whatever they're not digging. And I played 2, and I notoriously do not like the writing in those games.
I think if you're a Borderlands fan...
But I'm like, isn't it kind of the same thing? I haven't played 3.
Yeah. But if you're a Borderlands fan, you have to treat Borderlands 3 like I'm treating Breakpoint. Yeah. Where I am loving it, and anyone that's like, dude, Breakpoint sucks. I'm like, you're not wrong. You know, it's like... I get it. Like, people are like, whoa, I played 3 hours of Breakpoint, and that's enough for me. And I'm like, I am stoked because I would hate that if you played 6 hours. You know, it's like, I'm glad that you figured that out and now you can move on to something else. Yeah. But, like, just for me, it's like, it just rings all my bells. Stephen Beaumont. Hey, Brad and Jones. This month in games, I played Link's Awakening, which I'm playing right now. I'm going to sit down with Damiani and talk about the story. I'm excited. I will not finish it, though, which sucks, but I do know how it ends. This is the first time I've beaten the game, and I'm very glad I did, although I've played over half of the DX version but got stuck after the Water Temple. My biggest gripe with the game is how the trading quest gates your progress. Yeah, I got stuck on that. Quest. I thought that was a side quest. It's like, I'll do that later. And I'm like, why? Where's the... Yeah. and how you are led to your next objective. I feel like they added the phone a friend system late in development of the original title to ease the confusion of what to do next. It does feel a little tacked on. However, I still found myself stuck at similar points with the remake as with my first time playing. I think the linear design is kind of a fault here, as in Link to the Past. When you get to the second half of the game, you have multiple dots on your map where your objectives are, and what order you tackle them in is mostly up to you. All in all, I still love the game, but I usually come away from the end of a Zelda journey thinking that the current game I was playing, in its own way, is one of the best Zeldas. But for me, this is just a good one. This is my 10th Zelda completion, and I'm looking forward to the next 2D Zelda title with hope that they put in as much effort as they did with Link Between Worlds. That's exciting. Do you think that we're like probably getting that? We're probably getting, after Breath of the Wild 2, we're probably going to get some weird Zelda game.
Oh,
some weird,
the studio did this Grezzo. I'm sure they'll do other ones.
Yeah.
Hopefully the Oracle games.
Not the third
Because a lot of people haven't played those.
What? Oh, you mean another Link's Awakening update?
No, the Oracle games were different Game Boy games. There's 2.
No. I'm talking about they do something to the Oracle games like they did to
They'll do a
Link's
remake.
Awakening.
Yeah, because they did Ocarina of Time, they did Majora's Mask, and now they did this for Link's Awakening.
But we just got Cadence of Hyrule, so just they're willing to do weird stuff with Zelda. So.
Minish Cap, that's a Capcom joint, so we'll have to talk to them about that.
In the world of TV, I recently watched Fleabag. My God, watch Fleabag. This is some of the best comedy screenwriting, period. Watch Fleabag. Have you followed this actress?
No.
So this actress...
I don't even know what Fleabag is, dude.
So it's on Amazon, I think. And so this actress is a stand-up comedian and sketch comedy writer and just a comedian in Los Angeles or just coming up and gets this show, wins a ridiculous amount of Emmys, and then just signed a crazy $1 million contract with Amazon again for two more years to produce other stuff. And I love that all these pictures were taken of her in this really fancy dress, smoking with her Emmys at the after party. People were like, "I love this woman!" For a lot of people hadn't watched Fleabag, and they're like, "Who is this?"
Yeah.
And so I love that. I love when someone just comes in and it's like, "Hey, guess what? I'm talented." Dunk. And you're like, oh, "Yeah." it's kind of like a Jordan Peele kind of thing.
Sure, yeah.
Just whoa,
just blows up out
get out of the way.
Yeah.
Here comes this guy. Where does she? Maybe somebody knows where she's from. Yeah. I want to say LA.
Phoebe Waller?
Yeah. Comics. Jonathan Hickman's House of X and Powers of X. I've heard this a lot. I really need to go pick those up. We'll finish up in early October, and this is one comic event where I had to be up to date. The ramifications for what the future of X-Men comics will be is huge, and the comics themselves are so heady that I mostly follow along, but I'm sometimes so baffled that I can only wait for the next issue to hope to glean a proper understanding. LA?
No, they said Oracle Games are Capcom. I was
Did
like,
she write
yeah,
Killing
that's
You?
right.
Nice.
Further callback. Don't worry about it.
Mr. Showtime says Borderlands 3 is better than Destiny 2. Shots fired. Truly top tier writing. In manga, I've just gotten up to volume 27 of Berserk. As there was a half price sale in Comixology, so I spoiled myself.
Hell yeah.
And got up to volume 30. Now I fully understand Artorias of the Abyss's moveset being based on guts.
Yeah.
As when he gets his Berserker armor, he is a demon of flips and heavy strikes. Man, I really love 90% of this manga, but their gratuitous rape never gets easier to read.
No, it's not nice.
I understand that we as readers are going through the psychological torment that Guts is enduring every day, but sometimes it'd be best to be left to the imagination. Miria is such an amazing artist, but I feel like he wastes a lot of panels on a shocking scene that could be told in a single panel, or even in some cases a reaction shot. All the love, all the respect, Steven. I gotta be butchering that. Miria? Oh, Mira? Mira?
Yeah. I love Berserk, but it is mess. It's dark, dude. I would not recommend that to a lot of people in my life.
Mira. Cool. Thanks, Profound Madness. This is one of those names I don't mess up. Matthew Pauling. Hello, allies. This month I wanted to highlight something a bit different. Recently, I went to a charity event Ubisoft held in Paris, Birmingham, and Sydney. Oh. That's right. Us Aussies got something you Americans didn't.
What?
Anyway, it was a really nice event, and it went above and beyond in quality for a charity event. Highlights of the day were: 1. Watching some pro teams play Rainbow Six Siege playfully, of which, right near the final round, we witnessed the only female on the teams play dead near her teammates' bodies, not to get noticed, and as the only player left alive on her team, clutch it with a triple kill. The crowd went wild. 2. Highlight getting to talk to a developer on Beyond Good and Evil 2. It was nice hearing a young Indian gamer express his appreciation of Beyond Good and Evil 2 using Indian culture as inspiration for the city they have been showing off. It's true, so very little ever uses Indian culture in games Journey to the West, stuff aside. I am off to PAX Melbourne very soon. Woo! Australian indie games. Love and respect. Thank you,
Nice,
Matthew.
dude. Hell yeah. Shout out to Australia.
Beyond Good and Evil 2, man. It's kind of like Death Stranding. It's one of those games where it's just like, oh, right. It's like, and then someday it'll be here.
Yeah, it'll be here. Probably next gen.
Also something I want to say with an Australian accent. Now, hold on a minute. Hi, LS. I've been forgetting to submit to the showcase, but not this month. I've got to play a good number of games thanks to friends and family, which is great because I couldn't afford them otherwise. I've gotten about 10 hours into Fire Emblem Three Houses, but it's just not grabbing me like I hoped it would. I'll probably continue to peck away at it, but for now, the drive's just not there. Got to play some Blazing Chrome and Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, which were fun, and Ononaki, which was okay. Skipped on Link's Awakening because no one knew I had it, and $60 is just way too much to pay for me. Yes, I played it in the past, and yes, it's a great game, but come on. I love that take. It's a good take.
Nintendo.
That's a good take. I'm glad. I'm glad if we're talking about how much
Nintendo.
fun Link's Awakening is, you're like, nah. That's how I feel about anything Square releases on mobile. It's like, no.
Yeah.
$20
Square
for
tax.
no.
Yeah.
The Square tax. Oh, boy. Remake or no, this should have been $40 max. Lastly, I was playing Control, and by that I mean, after having it for a couple days and getting about a third of the way through, I received Astral Chain as a gift. I put a hold on Control and popped Astral Chain in to play for a couple hours just to see. It was then I knew I had to make a decision, so I promptly returned Control.
Ooh.
Watched the remainder of the story on YouTube and then dove into Astral Chain. Yeah. This is why do this is what I'm here for, man.
Yeah, live
this
your
is I want
life, man.
I want to
Live
hear
your life, dude.
I want to hear the market of
Live your
moment to
life.
moment gaming. I love it. Juggling all of these crazy games. I love this game and could go in depth with the reasons why, but I'll just say it filled the disappointment I had after playing DMC 5. Hot takes from no, hold on a minute. I forgot DMC 5 came out this year. This game is a must-buy in my book. Don't skip. Use the money you'd spend on that overpriced Zelda remake and put it to better use on this terrific new franchise instead. Still coming, we have games like Death Stranding, Luigi's Mansion 3, that's right, and more. Though I'll say I couldn't care less about Last of Us 2. But really, the next game coming out this year I can't wait to get my hands on is Indivisible, which is coming out October 8th and looking to be fantastic. I'm almost sure it's going to be overlooked and buried by most outlets, not easy allies, and people, which would be a damn shame, but what can you do? Anyway, in case I forgot to submit again, here's to a great end of the year and happy holidays, allies. Indivisible's tough because it's one of those games where it's like, in order to exist, it kind of has to endure like obscureness because it's like you forget, like, didn't it come out? Like, no, it's not yet.
It's
like,
just been
it's a game that keeps like re-announcing itself, and so it just kind of like
Well, they had a demo
loses
like
that
3
traction.
or 4 years ago.
Right. And through no fault of its own. Like, I wouldn't look back at Indivisible and say they should do anything different. It's just
That's just
the nature of the beast. Like,
That's just the way it was, man.
but I think that's why for a game like that, you might want to like space out your console ports. So you like come out on PC and they're it's really good, but like didn't really launch that well, and then everyone loves it. There's good word of mouth. Then you hit the Switch, and now it's like you get a Hollow Knight situation where it's like everyone needs to check this out. We even just like Ori, I think like also found a brand new audience because there's a ton of people that own a Switch and that's it. That's like the only gaming console they have. And now they're playing Ori. Small Leviathan, hello Brandon and Brad. Not a whole lot this month. New this month to report on my end as I continue to be poor and unemployed. I'm sorry, Small Leviathan.
I've been there.
You'd think with Sweden having an entire government agency meant to help disabled people find employment, it shouldn't be taking them a year and a half to find me work, but here we are. A friend of mine, I don't know what this adds to the conversation, but a friend of mine is so talented and has been a director and a manager in so many different companies and just
can't get a job.
Cannot find work. And it was tough because the position he was in, they gave him responsibilities or job titles that didn't really fit what that job does at other companies. So like he's like, I was this, and they're like, that's not what we do.
I know. That's how a lot of it's weird like that.
And he's so like his line of work is so far from mine. I'm like, there's no I wish I could help. Oh boy. Come on, Sweden. But here we are. In the meantime, I'm saving money this month for my personal big autumn release, Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Nice.
It's about time. Haven't made up my mind which version to get, but I'll probably depend on the exclusives. That said, I've got one new game I've been playing that I'd most like to talk about, namely, I love just constantly... See, like, this is the type of showcase we have, where it's like, we haven't talked about Remnants from the Ashes. I enjoy this game a lot, but the parts I enjoy the most aren't the shooting or the movement or the world building, but the aesthetics of the whole thing.
Oh.
The Root makes for a fantastic enemy with their twisted, witchy, botanical abomination look, and a lot of the armor design is top-notch, whether it's leather long coats, regal metal plate mail, or things a bit more alien and out there. My biggest criticism of the game right now is that it feels a little undercooked. A lot of interesting plot threads are left hanging by the time the story wraps up, and there's not really any endgame content outside of restarting the campaign, but there's actually a lot of free and paid DLC planned down the road, which I'm looking forward to. Right now, I feel Remnant is good, and I have a strong feeling that with enough support in the future, it'll end up being great. Speaking of great games, I decided to play Undertale again.
Oh, yeah.
Something I haven't done since it was released 4 years ago. Undertale is an important game for me. I don't think it's a reach to say that it made me a kinder, more understanding person, primarily because it made me want to be that kind of person. Fascinating. I've never heard that described with Undertale. I thought Undertale was like primarily. I thought Undertale taught you to be a smartass.
No,
That's what I see most.
You could do like
almost every scene I've seen from Undertale is very, very snarky.
A lot of the characters in the games have sass.
Sass is better. It's a better word. And I think a lot of discussions why the game is good miss the mark. Undertale isn't good because it constantly lands its jokes or because it has fantastic boss battles, though both of those things are true. Undertale is good because of its unrelenting sincerity. Even when it's making jokes about hand-holdy tutorials or anime tropes, it doesn't do so in a demeaning way. Undertale is only ever earnest, and that sort of ephemeral quality is why both its funny and its serious moments pack such a punch. Undertale might not be my favorite game, but it's certainly up there. And the trek through a new home before meeting Asgore stands out strongly as possibly my favorite video game moment.
Ooh.
No AAA game, no matter how many millions of dollars they spend on mocap or high-profile actors or cutting-edge photorealistic graphics, will ever come close to having a fraction of the emotionality Undertale did, because you can't buy heart. Well, that's all for now. Hope you all have a great week. Love and respect, Small Leviathan.
Nice.
Neat.
So many game updates, dude. I love this.
I love it.
It's so cool to hear what people are playing.
And then literally, like, the next game and the next thing is not, like, haven't even come close to talking about this franchise. Here we go. Although we do get back to Control, I think. Tim Strothman. Hi, Brad and Brandon.
Hey.
Can't come up with any specific deep dive for September, so my comment will be all over the place in terms of content. On the gaming side, I finished Control, and I'm currently more than halfway through Divinity Original Sin.
Oh, nice.
1? I guess 1.
I assume 1, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they would have said 2.
Control is an absolute blast, and I can only echo all the praise Easy A's given that game. The spoiler mode discussion made me go back to the game and find some of the hidden areas. I never found one. Also, a special shout out to ray tracing. The reflections in this game are jaw-dropping. I have not formed a complete opinion for Divinity, even though I've played 44 hours. I have to admit that I couldn't care less about the story, and the quest tracker is an absolute nightmare. The only reason I'm still playing is the combat and the fact that Mama Ray's no quitter.
Mama Ray. Nice, dude. Is that like a Bossman character?
No, Mama raised no quitter.
Oh, I thought Mama Ray's. I was like, is that
Mama Ray no quitter?
That sounds like a Bossman character.
Dude, Mama, if he stops playing Divinity, Mama Ray is gonna let him have it. Besides gaming, I have 3 more anecdotes. 1, I had my birthday on September 5th. Happy birthday. I'm now 33 years. 33 is a good number. I'm starting a new, number 2, I'm starting a new job in October 1st in the automobile industry. Honestly, I think in the last showcase, we also had someone say I think it was also Small Leviathan, said that he was unemployed and someone else said they just got a new job. So it'll happen. Keep going. We believe in you. You can do it. In the automobile industry, I'm really looking forward to the new challenges, even though I think that my new job will cut into my Easy Allies podcast listening habits. Number 3, my father moved out of his old house, and as a consequence, I inherited all the Legos from my childhood.
Dude.
Roughly 55 pounds.
What?
I built a few sets in the last days, but ultimately it's too much for one person since me and my brothers owned over more than 100 Lego sets.
Wow.
Oh my.
Holy God.
Thus, in October, we will have a Lego Saturday where we will sit one Saturday is not going to do it.
Send pics to Easy Allies.
No, that's the next showcase we need. I'm sorry.
Send pics.
Tim, if you haven't done it yet, I apologize. We will need photographs next month. You won't be here.
That's why I said to Twitter, dude. Or post them on Twitter,
nah,
too.
Bro. Okay. We'll have a Lego Saturday where we'll sit down in my house and build Lego sets for the whole day. I'll send some pictures in the next show. Oh, sorry.
Okay, we got too excited.
There we go. That's it for this month. Have a spooky October. Love and respect, Tim. Oh boy, I'm so
Thanks,
excited.
Tim. Have a spooky October.
I hope so. Jax McClain. Hi, Brad and Brandon. I've been getting back into... I have to say your name that way, I'm sorry. I've been getting back into gaming this month after some difficult times. I finally finished Breath of the Wild, which had been on hold for a while.
Yes.
Cool game to go back to.
Hell yeah.
That's an easy one to like... I don't even remember what I was doing.
What you're doing, yeah. For sure.
Now that I've experienced it, that was the curse of Twilight Princess. Life happened, and I never went back. I think I was like 40% through it, and I just never finished it. And I was almost about to do all the best moments that people talk about in that game. Now that I've experienced it, I finally understand why people talk about this open world. It's so much fun exploring, and while the graphics might not technically be the best, I feel like it's one of the best looking open worlds I've seen. It's amazing how they handle draw distances, and on the top of every mountain, the view is incredible. I didn't do everything because open world games take up so much time, but I explored the entire continent. Personally, I also really liked the shrines and divine beasts because they were all very short, and this way I could play somewhat shorter sessions, but still feel a big sense of accomplishment. I agree, I liked it. While no Zelda can ever beat Ocarina of Time for me, this one came the closest. After an open world game, I was in the mood for a more linear narrative game, so I chose to play Final Fantasy IX. Although I thought I definitely played it when it came out, there's a lot I don't remember anymore, so I'm actually not sure if I ever finished it. After hearing so much praise from many of the allies, I was curious if I would like it as much as I liked Final Fantasy VII and VIII in the past. Drum roll, please! I have now finished it, and I really, really liked it. It's not that much of a surprise since I love every main Final Fantasy game, but I can definitely understand why Final Fantasy IX holds a special place for some. The dynamic between the four main characters, Zidane, Dagger, Garnet, Steiner, and Vivi, Dagger/Garnet, is really great and very different from 7 or 8. The game starts off really weird and almost like a comedy, but slowly turns into a more serious grand adventure with a great love story in it. Yeah. The escape from Alexandria is probably my favorite part. Yeah, that is very, very epic. I really like Steiner and Beatrix.
Dude,
Steiner especially is a very unique character, but he works great in the setting of Final
dude.
Fantasy IX.
Love Steiner.
I think for most people, their first Final Fantasy game will always be their best. It'd be weird to see like a remake of 9 and Steiner drawn like realistically. It'd be like, no.
Yeah.
Like his proportions fit his personality so well.
They all kind of have like goofy proportions in 9. They're like, they all big heads and stuff.
For me, it's the way it's that way with 7, so it can never be taken out of 9, but offers a very different style of game after 7 and 8.
Yeah,
and it's definitely worthy of the Final Fantasy name. Now to wait on Final Fantasy VII Remake. Please, Square, don't make me wait 10 years for the entire game. 2 years between releases should be doable. You can do it! Love and respect, Jax McClain.
It won't be 2 years, probably. 3.
Oh.
3 I could see. But that'd be awesome for this, too.
You heard it here. Are those trailers going to have diminishing returns? Because when they come back and you see the next story moments from the next chapter, you're probably not going to be as wowed because you're going to have played it. You know, so you're going to be like, yeah, those are those systems, and yeah, that's the HUD.
I think
they might have little quality of life improvements here or there, but like
if 7, so the next part could be the rest of the game, maybe. It'll be next gen, whatever it is. I think what it would be really wise to focus on that game is revealed is the scope of the world, actually. Being from a game that just takes place in Midgard to the rest of the world, like focusing on like the chocobos and the car you get and the airship, like they just kind of really show how different this one is from this game that's condensed into one city.
Because Golden Saucer won't be in this one, right? Yeah, so like that could be totally
and there'll be
blown out in
there'll be other
ways
characters that weren't in this one.
You're right.
Unless they do something that changes.
Is Red going to be in this, or is that after?
He should be in this.
In this chapter.
Like they could be in this. It'll just be different than the
From what I've seen of all the characters, that's like the biggest one that people are like, show us, right?
Yeah,
you can kind of imagine what the other ones look like. But
10 out of 10.
Josef Caruso. Hey guys, it's September 2019, and I am still playing Overwatch.
Oh.
Hopefully I'll beat it soon to get it off my backlog. But in all seriousness, I want to bring up a fun little conversation I had. That's a joke, right? Because you can't beat Overwatch.
Yeah, you
that's
can't
the
beat
joke
it.
there. Got it. I want to bring up a fun little conversation I had with other players online. There's an article about an upcoming patch that would have numerous hero balances to buff out some of the weaker heroes that are struggling in the current meta, and nerf a lot of heroes that excel in the current meta. One of the characters being nerfed is Doomfist, a hero introduced over 2 years ago, who I still can't play to save my life whenever I attempt to play him, but he is one of the hardest characters to thwart in the hands of someone only slightly capable with his moveset. This article leads to lots of people agreeing with my joke in the comments section that I wish Doomfist was somehow nerfed for experienced players and was buffed to be even more broken for players like me who struggle to get a single kill with him. This is how often it goes with competitive games like Overwatch. A new character is introduced that is overpowered, but this makes him exciting to play and it feels fair since their playstyle is new to all the players, so everyone playing them is a noob. Soon after they're released in competitive play, they alter their meta, are played on both teams in almost every game, and they're nerfed after they're understood to be broken. Sadly, this means that unless you picked up a new character right away, it's really hard to pick them up later once they're balanced for experienced players. For example, the most recent Overwatch hero, Sigma, was said to have one of the highest skill ceilings of any hero. However, the dude is broken. Even a player as bad as myself, who doesn't even use him that much, can perform quite well with him in the current state of the game. Once he gets nerfed in the upcoming patch, hopefully I'll still be able to win at least half of the time, but I feel bad for anyone wanting to try him later. I understand this is a common PvP multiplayer issue without a solution, but it's disappointing nonetheless. This This is why I'm hoping that the Jason Schreier scoops about Blizzard are true, and a PvE-focused Overwatch is coming out soon. These heroes are all so much fun to play as, but only against cannon fodder AI can I feel the video game power fantasy when playing the heroes I haven't been using for the past 3 years. Joe. Also, like, why can't we do... I guess that's PvE no matter what, but, like, add other... You know, what's the game where there's... I mean, it's, like, not turtling, but it's, like, got in Dota, where you just run around and, like, pick up dudes, get points. All the guys just, like... There's, like, not the enemy, but just other dudes, like, in the environment. And there was, like, a strategy game that did this, too. Not turtling, what is it called?
Creeps?
Creeps, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Creeps. You just, like, you know, AI things running around that you have to get.
That's just, like, that'd be, like, a mode they could do.
Because what... Like, a fun mode that I think would be... because you're superheroes. And so, like, that's kind of one of the main things. Like, you're in these areas, but, like, you're the only people in these areas. And Blizzard is so good at world building, purely from a narrative perspective. They put so much thought into these characters. And so, yeah, not only actually would a campaign really interest me, I'd be like, great, Hanzo, let's go. You know, just get him and, like, run in.
Yeah.
And I'd play that entire thing. But it'd be fun if, like... Because it's like the Incredibles, that like there were multiplayer modes that were around a singular event. So it's like the villains are doing something that comic book villains would do, and you have to stop them from doing it and save this like plaza, and you actually have citizens that are like like running around, and if you're a bad guy, you can just kind of thwonk and like you know, like the good guys lose a point or something.
Yeah, sure.
That's
I think you do like it. I think so. The case with Overwatch is because it came from Titan, which was a disaster.
Right.
And I think Overwatch was like the mode, like the form of the game that worked really well.
Yeah.
So they just kind of ran wild with that, and I think it became bigger than they expected. But I'm sure when Overwatch 2 comes out, you'll definitely get more PvE focused kind of stuff. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a campaign for it.
Yeah, I thought that was going to happen when it came to Switch, but we'll see. Zach Hardy. Here's a short story I wrote, inspired by one of your State of Play reactions. It is too dangerous to be doing this. Rumor has it the devil himself was the cause of this man's downfall. To interfere is too costly. That is apparently one of our State of Play reactions.
Huh.
It is too dangerous to be doing this. Rumor has it the devil himself was the cause of this man's downfall. To interfere is too costly. Okay? Okay? That's where this comes from. Are you ready for this? We're going out there, folks. Buckle up. Theophilus was a cautious and passionate man whose concern came from a good place. He was tall, with hair of dark wool and skin to match. A good friend and confidant, but I had ignored him the previous 2 nights, and tonight, my plan was the same. My friend, I fear no devil, but I do fear what will happen if I do not follow my conscience, and my conscience says I must finish what I started. With this, he finished his ale and paid the barkeep. The night was cooler than usual, so I pulled my tunic close to my face and hid from both the cold and whatever was in the night. I made the turn down the rough, rocky road. The devil may not be after me, but the officials are out with their guards and their dogs, looking for my family, looking for me. And why? Because we live as we see fit, and we help those who are in need, something they don't want to see. When the clouds cover the moon, I realize I'm alone, and I move quickly through the street to my destination. Last night was as easy as the night before, and tonight should finish the job. The house was modest, and again the window was open. As I reached into my pocket to pull out the bag, I hear a voice from inside. Your generosity has doomed you! You must flee! Go, he will be here, and we will all suffer! Before I could answer, the street seemed different, and before me stood a pale man, with light hair and a chaotic presence. He spoke a language that I had never heard, but I could somehow understand. You have interfered with my work, so you must suffer eternal consequence!
Oh.
You believe in doing good. Well, you shall walk the earth with forever in your bones. No man nor disease can kill you, and I will never come for you. We shall see how holy you are when you are faced with the oblivion of eternity. And suddenly he was gone. I felt no different than I had before. I ran to the man in his home. He still had the gold, but was too frightened to speak to me. I walked home, feeling no different than I had felt. I have to tell Theophilus. I must tell the bishop. I must tell someone.
Whoa. That was intense.
Yeah.
That was intense.
I love it. The showcase is wild.
Wild showcase, dude. Look out!
What's also wild is Corey Jackson's grammar.
Oh, okay.
All lowercase. So this is just like it's kind of like a big run-on sentence. I love you, Corey.
Let's go.
I love you, Corey, but it's a challenge. Sometimes I fix it up just to make it more readable.
Oh, sure.
But I'm going in raw this time. Here we go. Okay, I can do it. Greeting Jones and Brad. Hope you're having a good start to fall and this Halloween month. Lots of stuff to look forward to this month. Valfaris, that 2D heavy metal Doom Contra game on the 10th. Samurai Jack's creator's new show Primal on the 7th on Adult Swim.
Wow.
I saw some people talking about it. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it yet.
Dude, bloody, like Turok with like a hard R rating. Dude,
sick.
Yeah, out of control.
Hell yeah.
It's Caveman versus Dinosaurs Primal Creatures. Game Freaks, Little Town Hero on the 15th. Cautiously optimistic for that one.
Yeah.
Also, Overwatch and Witcher 3 on the 15th, and Luigi's Mansion 3 at the end to cap off October. Watch the new season of Disenchanted. First time that's been brought up in the showcase. The Simpsons creators' fantasy show on Netflix season 2 was a much better season with decent character development and a good use of dark humor to have some great moments in it. Saw the first episode and was like,
out. Yeah.
Finished Dark Crystal season 1. Loved it. Might watch it again in October. Also watched that. Loved it. Watched the documentary afterwards. Was captivated. And watched like an hour of Dark Crystal, and I was like, I gotta go to bed. But just the other night, because I've just am fascinated to watch Dark Crystal now. But dude, I can't believe how much money they spent on it.
Because they're all still Muppets,
it's
right?
insane. It's insane. Like you watch it, and you're like, wow, they spent a lot of money on this. And you watch the documentary, and you're like, wow, they spent a lot of money on that. Like, the cast is insane, and like everyone's still involved. I didn't know Brian Froud, I think is his name, and he's this classic fantasy illustrator. And Henson was inspired by him. Sucks that Henson's gone, and Frank Oz didn't do any puppeteering on the show, so it's a whole new cast of people. But all the Henson people that are still around are like his daughter, and Brian Froud, who designed all of the sorry Corey, designed all the creatures. Didn't like design the puppets, but just literally like drew stuff, and then they created puppets out of it. Is back on it. Cool. And they showed like him and like hippie with the big mustache, like in the 70s or like, and then like in the 80s when they did Dark Crystal, and then you see him now, and his son is involved, and his son was the baby in Labyrinth. And his son's now like doing puppets with his dad.
That's so funny.
And so like all these upcoming puppeteers and like people in the just breaking in the industry, like they got to go to work every day and watch like Jim Henson's daughter talk to this, these creative people that worked on the original, like go through all of these original designs, recreate all this stuff from Dark Crystal, and got to watch this father and his son like work together.
You think there'll be a second season to that?
No, I don't.
Because like that's not. Sounds real expensive.
I would be as surprised if they did season 1. Like I can't bring my heart to expect it to happen, but they so clearly want to.
Yeah.
And I was not expecting that. I thought by the end of season 1, I was like, well, you're gonna wrap this up, and I'm like, oh no. But it's still very satisfying to jump into the movie again and be like, oh no, things go bad. Now, to games, which to say in September, there are a lot of games. Link's Awakening was an overall joy to play, and I might be the best looking Switch game ever made.
Oh.
The frame rate, it's a little rough.
Looking.
And I can just sit down and listen to the amazing, well done music all day. Yeah. I will say this about the music that I was not expecting. Just so light and jolly, just like
Link's Awakening. That's the kind of the
even like the spooky music is like
everything's kind of jolly in that game.
Fun. Borderlands 3. All I can say is it's more Borderlands.
Yeah.
With good and the bad things that come with that. Sayonara Wild Hearts is a Rez meets Persona game, which title card song makes it an instant buy and rocks the whole way through. Blasphemous. Jones, if there's one game you need to play. Play this game. It's the sprite work and combat are amazingly done, and the bosses are the best and the most gruesome things I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
it's good.
Okay, all right.
I haven't finished it, but I liked it.
And finally, WoW had its small 8.2.5 patch adding in a sync system where you can take over-level tunes and sync to your friend's level and even do quests you've already done with them. It's a nice addition to the game. The war campaign is over in this patch, ending in the most amazing and well-produced big-budget cutscene I have ever seen that was 6 minutes long.
Yeah, I saw it.
Whoa.
They've been, like, Jones, they dropped CG trailers, like, multiple CG trailers per expansion now.
We always got, per patch, they always did that.
But
like, patches?
Yeah. No, like we're talking like not like this level, dude. This is like these are like intro cinematic.
That's why quality. That's what I always dug about Blizzard is if there was a patch,
they really like
there was like
they've gone crazy.
Blizzard presents like no, here we go. Because that was always like I knew enough about Warcraft to understand the world, but every time there was like a patch trailer, I was like, oh, who's that?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Sure. Yeah.
Even when I saw the movie, I was like, who's that guy? Blizzard has posted the entire expansion's high-detailed cutscenes into a 22-minute video called Battle for Azeroth, Varrock Sarfang's Magora. Even if you don't play WoW, I suggest everyone watch. It's basically Sarfang's tale through the expansion and well worth watching. Also some more N'Zoth stuff and the whole planet bleeding out because of a mountain-sized sword in it. Hopefully we'll get more info on 8.3 soon, and possible expansion at BlizzCon seems really likely now. That's all for me. I hope we can get some Luigi's Mansion stream before E3, maybe a full playthrough and other horror games this October from you guys. Have a safe and spooky October, CDJ Gamer.
Yeah.
We are not in control at all of when we get Luigi's Mansion, other than launch. So
we would love to play it.
We'd love to get that early, love to stream that early.
That's right.
Of course, that just makes such perfect sense. It's kind of warm. It's like a little hot chocolate in the tummy, knowing that Luigi's Mansion 3 is coming at the end of the month.
dude.
No matter what happens this month,
that's what I'm doing on Halloween, baby.
Cat Quest 2 is a couple months away on Switch. I'm excited about that. James Vest. Hello, Brandon and Brad. I hope you're having a good Tuesday. This month has been rather busy with teaching work, so I haven't had that much time for games. Yet I managed to beat 2 games this month, Legend of Zelda Link to the Past and Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. It had been a long time since I had played and beat either of these games. I've played Link to the Past many times, just not beat it. Hearing Kyle talk about how people would play just the first few levels of Link to the Past encouraged me to just beat it fully again. I love the despite Kyle. I love this game. It reminds me of my youth. It's also a fun game with great music, great gameplay, and a decent enough story for me. It's interesting because I'm about to beat Link's Awakening, and Link to the Past is on my Switch, with the new update.
Yeah.
And I did start it because I know that I could do I've seen the beginning of Link's Awakening a million times. With Link's Awakening, I hadn't played it since the original on Game Boy. I enjoyed the game a lot too. It had a lot of similar elements to Link to the Past, and the new art style was adorable. I have to say that I still prefer Link to the Past, but enjoyed Link's Awakening this time a lot more than when I was younger. I think it's because it was more interested in the story, and I think when I was young I played it over a longer period of time, which caused it to not connect too much. Now I'm looking forward to replaying DQ11, and if I have time, I think I'll take a shot at DQ3 for this coming month, though I doubt I'll have enough time for both. Man, I got the wrong DQ game.
Yeah.
Gonna have to.
Yeah, it's cool to go through 1 and 2.
It was very fun going through 1 because I did play 1. I played 1 on the NES.
Yeah.
Ye Olde Dragon Warrior.
Ye Olde Dragon Warrior with your Nintendo Power subscription.
And it was crazy because I had to look up walkthroughs, and there's no walkthroughs of the Switch version. It's all the old NES version.
Oh yeah.
So it's kind of fun to be like, what?
What is it?
It's structured the same, but it's kind of like Link's Awakening. It's so jarring, the difference. Jason A. Sackle. Well, here we are again. It's the night before the showcase, and I haven't written squat. Okay, video games. I played a bit of Astral Chain. Game's fun. Story and writing, not so much. I think when it comes to video games, the story is the most important. All right. Kidding. If it was decent, I might have finished it by now. Maybe the game will prove me wrong, but I'm going through slowly. Now, to completely contradict myself, I played Untitled Goose Game. It was a dumb, fun game. It did its job of keeping me occupied during a flight. It even got some chuckles out of me. Ooh, what? That's a flight game.
Yeah.
That is a flight.
Totally.
That is a travel game.
Totally.
Yes, there is no story, but the whole game is about just being an asshole. So the next best thing. I still have yet to play Monster Hunter World Iceborne. I really want to, but I just don't have time to invest in the moment. Anything else? I played the second story DLC for One Piece World. In this DLC, you play as Sabo.
Cool.
It was all right. Again, the story is one of the stronger aspects of the game. The DLC episodes coincide with the main game, so instead of playing as Luffy, in the first you get... Or is it Luffy?
Luffy.
Okay. I always second guess myself. In the first, you get to see what Zoro is doing, because I want to say Yuffie, but it's...
Yeah, Luffy.
But it's
Yuffie.
But it's Wait.
No, it's Yuffie.
It's Yuffie and... I think I said Yuffie in the retrospective.
That's fine, dude.
So instead of playing as Luffy in the first, you get to see what Zoro is doing. In this, you get to see what Sabo is up to. And in the third, in the future, you get to see what Law is up to. They filled in some gaps in the story in the main game, so that's neat.
Cool.
They did shove Katakuri randomly in the story, though, for this one. But an awkward cameo being the weakest part of the story is not bad for a franchise game. 200 words left. Guess we'll talk about One Piece some more. I love just the moment by moment.
Yeah.
Because it's like he's in the room. Because the manga has been so freaking incredible. Don't worry, I won't spoil. I think I do a decent job whenever I talk about things to not spoil. I don't. Usually between story arcs, we get to see what's going on with other factions in the world. One of the best things about the series is how fleshed out the world is. Whenever we check in on other parts of the world, it feels fleshed out and alive. You actually feel that there are these characters living there. Seeing events happen outside of the main characters is great. Some of the most exciting chapters are those that don't feature any of the Straw Hats because it's just a knowledge dump that expands inside and breathes life into that world. When a newspaper shows up in the series, my heart skips a beat because I know something is about to go down. This time we are getting these chapters between arcs of development arc because so much is going on. Nothing holds a candle to the world building in the series, and I can't wait to see what's next. Anywho, excited to see One Piece Stampede in theaters next month. Whoa. Is it One Piece wrapping up? Didn't you announce that?
I don't know, dude. To me, One Piece will never end, it seems like.
But now I'm tripping. So he says the Straw Hats.
Yeah.
The Straw Hat
That's their pirate.
Is Straw Hat Ninja
Yeah. That's
One Piece reference?
Yeah.
Well. Here we go. The plot thickens. Outcast writer. Greetings, Brad and Brandon.
Hey.
I hope you both had a great September. I did. It was tiring. I was awake for most of it. Mine was pretty good, but I did encounter a strange bug with Steam that is yet to be resolved. For whatever reason, it only affects dialogue, and only in 3 of my games. One of which sounds like they're talking in the next room with a bad mic. The other 2 just straight up don't have any dialogue, and the internet is surprisingly quiet as to what the issue is. Looks like I'll just have to Interesting you don't mention the games. I am so curious what the games are. Looks like I'll have to reinstall Steam, as reinstalling games, updating drivers, modifying files has done nothing for me. On a brighter note, I have a funny story to share. I listen to your podcasts a lot, primarily due to being majorly behind on your videos. As such, my wife is oftentimes around as I listen to the allies talk about video games. Since she plays video games only occasionally, so she's never really listening intently to what when I have you guys on. This created a funny situation regarding Masahiro Sakurai. Sakurai comes up quite a bit when talking about video games, and this caused my wife some confusion, as she thought Sakurai was a video game. On first mention of Sakurai, she thought the allies were talking about a particular game, which was fine. However, subsequent mentions of Sakurai made her think that there were multiple Sakurai games, which made sense given Sakurai's work on Kirby and Kid Icarus, yet still left my wife wondering just how many Sakurai games were there. Had she asked for clarity for her questions, it would have resolved her confusion right then and there, but we would have missed out on my wife's humorous revelation. Her moment of clarity came when the allies were talking about Masahiro Sakurai being sick, to which my wife replied, "Wait, you mean Sakurai has been a person this entire time?" I was there to inform my wife about who Sakurai was and what games he had made, as well as sharing my good chuckle over the situation. To be honest, though, I'd probably have to give a shut up and take my money if Sakurai made a video game about himself. It would probably be epic. Anyways, that pretty much entails September. I'm looking forward to snagging some deals for the Steam fall sale, and I thoroughly love the, I'm assuming love, the absolutely insane, bonkers, and yet enjoyable I Love You, Colonel Sanders, a finger-licking good dating simulator that came out just a few days ago. Love that that's getting lip service here. The sad thing is, the only game that has come out this year that I have played, so guess who's the frontrunner for my personal 2019 GOTY? Anyways, I hope my submission made you smile, and I wish you both a blessed October. Love and respect, as always, Outcast Writer.
Nice.
I love that I was feeding Milo, and Amanda came in the nursery, and I was like, "Ninja went to Mixer." She was like, "What?" And I'm like, and I literally, as I said it, I was like, "Ninja went to," and like halfway through the sentence, it was like, she's not gonna understand a word that you're saying,
talking about.
But finish it because it's funny now.
Yeah.
And so I finished it and just stared at her, and she was like,
"Okay, Brandon."
So now that's like the code for like what? Mm-hmm. I'll like say something she doesn't understand. She's like, "What? Ninja went to Mixer? What?" And I'm like, "No."
That's funny.
I also love when Jess was on the first episode of Mysterious Monsters and Reggie Fils-Aimé was an answer, and Jess was like, "What?
Yeah.
What did you just say?" And it's like, yeah, had to be there.
Yeah.
Masahiro Sakurai. Brad Grens. Hello, Jones and Brad. I haven't written in a while, but I must agree that October is a special month.
Yes, it is.
My birthday falls a couple days before Halloween, so it's always been an exciting time of year personally. In grade school, I'd often have my birthday party as a trick-or-treat sleepover combo of sugar-fueled pizza stuffed madness.
Sick.
I still have vivid memories of my 12th birthday after getting my first computer from my parents. On Halloween night, my best friends pooled their resources to buy me multimedia speakers to go with the new system.
Dude, nice.
My computer was a 486SX that ran at 25 megahertz with a luxurious 4 megabytes of RAM. We all went up to my bedroom to get the speaker set up, but the Great Pumpkin would have the last laugh. It was that night I discovered computers needed sound cards. You can't just plug some speakers into the back of your monitor like it was a TV.
Computer woes.
That might sound depressing, but it actually led me down a road of taking apart computers, learning about their hardware, figuring out how to install upgrades, and eventually building my own PCs. Something that I missed entirely. I've never ever
I can like kind of do
ever done that.
Though.
I saved up for a 16-bit sound card and eventually added a CD-ROM drive, more RAM, and a bigger hard drive in that computer. I've been on the PC hardware upgrade treadmill ever since. That first computer is also where I played most of my favorite games of all time, and here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go. X-Wing.
Ooh.
TIE Fighter. XCOM. The original XCOM. Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis,
Damn, dude.
Civilization, and Ultima 6 were absolutely formative, each worthy in their own way of being listed among the greats. And that's the thing, is if I brought TIE Fighter Hall greats, no votes.
TIE Fighter's cool.
TIE Fighter's amazing. I remain incredibly nostalgic for that era of PC gaming. It's incredible what a different world it was back then. It's so strange to think how I knew how to do certain things that were required to play games in the era of DOS and boot floppies with custom auto-exec.bat and config.sys files. You had to know what IRQ jumper settings and COM ports were in use for audio and joystick ports. Resolving conflicts often involved opening up your PC case to physically change the way your hardware was configured. There was no internet to ask even the most basic questions. I would buy every PC magazine I could get my hands on and read them cover to cover. A favorite of mine was Computer Shopper, which was printed like a phone book, had like 1,000 pages, and was filled with mail-order computer system and part ads from a small independent computer shops all over North America. Thanks for allowing me to reminisce. Have a great fall.
Dude, that was a sick entry.
You know, this has nothing to do with PC building, but you know what was like a magazine I used to get that I was like, oh boy, that was so quintessentially pre-internet was Star Wars Insider, baby.
Sure.
That catalog.
Sure, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like when the prequels were coming out and stuff, too?
You just be like, Yeah, and basically that's now Twitter. You know,
Yeah.
it's like you go to Twitter.
It's all.
Case in point, the Le Creuset sets. Have you seen that? The food set where you like,
No.
there's a pot that you can boil, or it's like a cast iron thing that you can use like on a grill basically, but it's the carbonite. And then there's
okay.
a 3-pot set that's R2, C3PO, and
Actually, I
BB-8.
did see this. Yeah.
And a crock pot or a bigger pot that's Vader. And maybe one.
Dude,
other thing.
those are probably like
But they're
$500.
you literally that's the headline. They're
Yeah.
like, these are cool, but they are. It's like, what did you expect?
Because that brand is
Clearly,
like, yeah.
they have a trailer.
Yeah.
These are clearly like primo, crazy
Yeah,
expensive.
it's nuts.
Get out of here. Also, this Toys R Us catalog, so good.
Oh my god, dude, Jones, do you remember getting catalogs because there was no internet? Like, I used to get this skateboard catalog called CCS, and it would have like all the skate decks, all the skate gear, and like all of that.
You know what was
And that's
also
not
hot?
around anymore.
You know what was also hot was the old B&H catalog, and they still make them. Like this, I think I still like get them every now and then because I bought a couple things on B&H. But it was there are other places you can go now, but it was like one of the foremost like. If I wanted to get like a DV cam deck, or just like like order a stack of DV tapes.
Yeah,
like, it was all about
yeah.
B&H, and it was just fun to be like, oh, look at the new cameras. Tegan Combati breaks my heart. Tegan breaks my heart. Dropped a 940-word post on us.
Whoa!
And we have a 500-word limit.
It's like a review.
Okay. And dude, it is so great. It's like everything that we've talked about. It's so many memories and everything. It like broke my heart, but I just Darth Mauled it. I just right at the midsection. Just
Sorry,
whack.
Tegan.
So I cut you off, Tegan. If you want to add the rest of it in the next month, just remember there's a word limit. Tegan Combati. Hi, Jones. Hi, Brad. First off, I don't think it is said enough directly. I was tempted to cut this part out, but I just want to say thank you to you and the Allies for exactly what you guys do. For bringing something uniquely special, Easy Allies enriches our lives so much for the better. I have so much fun enjoying your passion for gaming and find myself genuinely amazed that such a positive force can uplift people in the most jaded or uncertain of times. I thank you for that joy as it entertains and strengthens me daily, which instills only a feeling of pride to be a part of something so worth caring about. This community showcase is an example of that pride, fostered by positive ingenuity for all allies. Thank you. Yeah!
Thanks, Tegan. Good artist.
Oh my god. Yeah. Shout out. Helped on.
Shout out, Tegan.
Helped on Trailer Jones. Other developer. Or I think is Tegan Combati Teach, or is that those two different people?
I just know Tegan
might
from
be two
Twitter. Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. That might be two different people. You'd see how it get.
Doesn't matter. You're all wonderful.
Yeah. The past month seems to have flown by, and as usual, had helped me very busy, only leaving a limited time to play a couple of games. I've mostly played Monster Hunter World Iceborne. Nice.
Yeah.
The game is. I love when someone's like, I don't have time for it, and then another ally comes in like, I got it.
Don't worry.
Playing Iceborne, don't
yeah,
worry.
that's like what it's like with us.
The game is simply a masterclass in expansion DLC. Other developers and publishers take note on how to revitalize a previously unreleased released game. I hate to do this. I hate to say literally verbatim interactions on Slack, but this one really cracked me up.
Oh.
So Blood is preparing for the spoiler mode for Link's Awakening, and Blood's just trying to finish Borderlands 3. And like, if you only saw Blood's to-do list, you just would be amazed.
Yeah.
All the just the logistical stuff that he handles around Easy Allies. And so the guy doesn't have a lot of time to play games. And so he's finally like, I really got to commit to Link's Awakening now. And I really got to get through it. And I'm kind of the same way too. And it's a little bit stressful because it's like one thing when you're like, I'm playing this charming puzzle game. I don't know what to do next. And another thing when it's like, Milo's crying. I only got an hour. It's like, where's this damn bow tie? You know, like, and so Huber said something and Blood was like, yeah, he's like, I got to start on Link's Awakening. And Huber's like, must be nice. And Blood's like, dude, I'm doing homework right now.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Must be nice. Like, hey, man,
Freaking
finish this game. Also this month, Blood recently inspired me to go back to revisit one of my favorite RPGs, Phantasy Star 2.
Dude, sick.
It's a very cool game from a great series with a fun story and setting. Visual quality of the game is comparable to, say, Final Fantasy IV, early 16-bit era, but the use of color is spellbinding, working like an anime, and gameplay is all its own with a unique D&D flair added to it. Furthermore, Phantasy Star 2 has a killer battle system. It's crazy fast, whacked-out monsters born from your childhood nightmares, and some wild, super far-future techno battle music beats. The best way to play Phantasy Star 2 now is probably the Sega Genesis Classic Collection on PS4. Oh. That rewind and fast forwards function is just too good.
Speaking Jones' language.
I know! For some reason, sci-fi RPGs just don't.
But you love sci-fi.
I love sci-fi, but it's just some KOTOR, Mass Effect, Phantasy
Mass
Star,
Effect.
Xenoblade. Just, I don't know.
Understand.
I don't know what it is.
Like, I get more into the fantasy setting of RPGs, but
I'm more into something like Division, which is like Call of Duty. It's weird.
I will say
it's weird.
Phantasy Star, at least online, has
a blind
sick
spot.
vibe for sci-fi.
It's also great and arguable, and it's a Phantasy Star 4. Phantasy Star Online 2. What was one Ben freaked out about at E3?
Phantasy Star Online 2.
2. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's also a great and arguably just as good, if not better than Fantasy. Oh no, sorry. Check it out. It's one of the greats and classically trained to rock your socks off. Additionally, I do also absolutely recommend Phantasy Star 4 when you get around to it. It's also a great and arguably just as good, if not better, than Phantasy Star 2. Did you guys see the Final Fantasy VII Remake Tokyo Game Show presentation?
Did I? Hell yeah, I did.
Because it was really awesome.
So
yes,
good.
I do love Final Fantasy VII, and yes, I am clearly biased toward it. However, excuse me, now I can say, from my real-life experience alone, there has never been anything done in a game's production like Final Fantasy VII Remake to the degree in which the quality of its execution is matching the massively aspired scale these games will reach for. It's unprecedented, and I honestly feel both honored and humbled to be able to experience them firsthand. What did they do during the presentation, you ask? Before being rendered unconscious by the power of classic RPG nostalgia, I remember Kitase was talking for a while, and then my brain started melting when they showed gameplay of the newly added classic mode turn-based battle system and a shot of the in-game menu screen.
Done.
That's 500, baby.
That's 500.
I was like, ah! And I think that's like 50. It's like 512
That's
or
okay.
something. It's over 500. So I let you finish your sentence.
Good stuff, though. I know where you're going.
I want to make sure. I'll talk about it now because it might have been you that brought it up, but I think you also brought up because we're talking about a bunch of JRPGs that I'm playing Breath of the Wild, Breath of Fire on the. And that's kind of fun.
Super Nintendo.
And it's weird. My favorite thing about it is the world. There's a lot of like. You in the overworld being like, what's going on there? And then you walk into a town and they're like, that's what's going on there. And you're like, oh, and you can just tell like, this river's dried up. Or like, whoa, this town's got a lot of zombies in it. Or there's always like something to do. And then when you finish that thing, you like change that world for the better and then you move on. And like, I don't remember 6 doing that. I mean, 6 has this big apocalypse, but like,
yeah, of course.
It's not something that like I remember Chrono Trigger or 6 or 4 doing the way that they do. This kind of natural, organic world discovering. It's also got auto battle. For a Super Nintendo game, auto battle, it's good.
Yeah.
But the HUD and the menu system in Breath of Fire is abysmal. It's terrible. And I looked up a walkthrough, and I don't know what system this dude's playing on the walkthrough. It's a way better HUD. You can see like when you go into the store, you can like see like who can use what item, but I can't see if it's better or worse.
Oh, okay. Was there a PS1 version?
And I can't see, even when I go to equip something, it doesn't say. It's just like, it's an item, I don't know. So I have to literally like swap them back and forth and look at the stats and change while I'm, it's like, there's a lot of just busy work. But
I think I played 4 a little bit on PS1. I think that was on PS1.
But yeah, I'm curious to check the other ones out. And again, like that Super NES just dump that happened that was so great. It's like, why not? Why not play through this?
Yeah, man.
Again, it's like I played Breath of Fire and then played DQ1 and now I'm playing DQ2 and it's like.
Yeah.
And when Death Stranding comes out, all bets are off. Happy gaming. Hey, Elias, I'll be completely frank. I've been severely struggling with my depression for the last several months. I've been working on a song for the community showcase, but because of my deep slump, I've been unable to get it done. Apologies to everyone because I think it'll be a lot of fun when it comes out. I'm not all-knowing when it comes to my mental illness. Sometimes I have spouts that keep me from pursuing my creative ventures for long periods. Sometimes it lasts no more than 24 to 48 hours. Recently, I've decided that I'm going to try and get in the front seat, so to speak, by addressing and confronting my feelings more directly. That's one of the big things. It's like, it's tough because when you're on the other side of that, you look back like, how did I let myself get beat up by that stuff? Like, how did I let myself get in that mindset? How easy was that? Yeah. Because it's so hard. And that's why, like, when I remember when I got like tremendous anxiety and I like started studying different medications I could take or what was going wrong with my stomach and like started learning meditation and everything. I got to the point of like mantras where it was like literally say it out loud, literally, and like it's hard. I'm dating myself, but like to think back on not Deep Thoughts with Jack Handy, but I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and gosh darn it, people like me. What was the?
Oh God, I know
that guy. They made a movie out of him, but like,
yeah, don't ask me about movies, Jones.
But they, you seem kind of silly, like looking yourself in the mirror, and you're like, you're good enough, and I believe in you. But like, it works. It does work. Like you do need to. It doesn't seem like you need to. You're like, I shouldn't have to tell myself that. I should just be happy.
Sure, yeah.
It's like you'd be surprised, man. You'd be surprised how powerful the human brain is at just, smacking you down. To be perfectly frank, like I hit a dark spot around the middle of July with Milo, just purely out of exhaustion. And here I am, like blessed with this healthy child being like, why am I sad at all? Like, why am I not so happy about how blessed I am with this kid and how fortunate I am to have this job where I can take time off and all of these things. It's yeah, we all get there. Which is why when people say like we're some kind of a, if we can help people with that situation or at least make them forget about it for a while.
Yeah, man.
Oh my goodness. My next podcast, with inspiration from an ally who reached out to me, who I'll keep anonymous, is going to be about a game that is near and dear to me personally. The episode is going to be about dealing with depression and how Chrono Trigger has helped give me positive thoughts and feelings in the most troubling times. It was my very first game, and I want to give it special attention. Writing about it has definitely helped ignite that dormant spark I've had the last while. Thanks to that ally, even though the episode isn't done. If everyone can't wait, I recommend listening to the episode I wrote about Pokemon, as it's one of the one I'm the most proud of. My podcast is Happy Gaming, and you can find it on most podcast services except for Spotify as well as my Patreon. A good point to shout out that, again, patreon.com/easyallies. After this is done, I'll make the post public, because again, it's just limited to $10 and above patrons. And then you can check all this stuff out. You can go and see the link here and follow Happy Gaming along with everyone else that you see, because we got a lot of fun art and music and videos to watch coming up. Thanks for all the positive feelings and community through my turmoil, even if I haven't been vocal. Not just to Brandon, Brad, and the Allies, but to the Allies community, where I feel safe, secure, and welcome above all else. The EZA community is truly one of a kind, and I feel blessed to be a part of such a wonderful group of people. This last month, as far as gaming goes, I picked up Catherine and Ni no Kuni Remastered, two of my favorites from last gen. I even wrote a whole episode on Catherine if you're interested. Instead, I got preoccupied with Celeste.
Oh.
I struggled all month to beat the final epilogue chapter. I can only make it a screen or two every day. I died 4,088 times.
Whoa!
But I finally made it through. I beat it in around an hour after I told my girlfriend it was unfair and too hard. It made me feel like I can conquer. Dude, that is so funny. I don't know if you've ever had this with a significant other, but like, it's so funny when I'll be like, duh! And Amanda's like, whoa, what? What is it? And I'm just like, this game, forget it. I can't finish this game. So I'm just at this part, it's just too frustrating. She's like, yeah, that's fine, Brandon, just play another game. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to. I'm just not going to play this game anymore. And then, like, she can tell, like, the next day or, like, later that day if I'm like...
Yeah.
She's like, oh, I noticed you're playing that game. Did you get past that hard part? Like, yeah. It's like,
for me,
what'd you have to do? It's like, I figured it out.
For me, it's just like...
It's good for you. Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
So, like, I'll give you an example of, like, so when I was reviewing Sekiro, dude, there's, like, a boss in that game where I think I was on them for, like...
And you're reviewing it, so there's nowhere to go. You can
like
maybe find a reviewer and be like, have you gotten this far yet?
I was fighting this guy for like 3 hours. He was an optional boss at the end of the game. And I was just like, dude, am I going to be able to beat this? And I was just like, man. And Chris was just like, just take a break. You'll be all right. Like, I was like, fine. I just chilled out for like an hour and I come back and you just do it first try.
Of course.
And I was like, what the hell, man?
I can't remember who it was. I think it was Bloodstarved Beast. That was like the last speed bump before I could just hit the gas and find, and like really kind of like feel confident fighting every boss in Bloodborne.
There's always,
But I remember like that That time I finally beat Bloodstored Beast, it was like, that wasn't luck. I actually,
you
like...
did it.
I dodged that bastard. Oh, boy. Ba-da-ba-da-boom.
Ba-da-da-boom.
But I finally made it through. I beat it out after I told my girlfriend, oh yeah, so it made me feel like I can conquer the most difficult things. And even though the depression is a lot harder, Celeste has and continues to make a tremendously positive impact on me. Check it out if you haven't, or if you're down for great platformers with challenging and positive messages. I have tried it.
I beat it. It was good.
It beat the hell out of me. So did Sekiro. I gave up on both. I'm sorry. I'm weak. For more shameful self-plugs, I also wrote a podcast episode about Celeste. That's it for me this month, allies. Sorry for the long silence. Sending my deepest love and all my respect all around, Brian from Happy Gaming.
Thanks, Brian.
Yeah, don't worry about that silence. I love on Cup of Jones. I had an ally that was like, "Hey, first time commenter," and I was like, "You're right. This ally I recognize from all over the place." And just never actually jumped in on Cup of Jones, and it was really great constructive criticism too.
Yeah.
Kyle Lee, hello Jones and Brad. We have Kyle, and then we got John Wingate coming up, and then we're gonna get into drawings. Hello, Jones and Brad. September might end up being my most momentous month of gaming.
Whoa.
All right.
Momentous.
Maybe ever?
Whoa. What do
It all comes down to my two most anticipated games of 2019 releasing just a few short weeks apart. Let's start at the beginning, shall we?
Yes.
Released at the tail end of August was Control, which was immediately in, which I was immediately in on from the first reveal. I've always had an affinity for Remedy games since I first played Max Payne, going so far as to write a report in school about how I felt that the weather effects in Alan Wake were going to be revolutionary.
Are you Michael Huber?
I know.
Yeah.
While I bounced off of the main gameplay of Wake and never played Quantum Break, I still cheered the studio on from afar, but Control was going, and it kind of, bounced off the main gameplay. I beat Alan Wake and loved it. That's still my favorite. I mean, I haven't finished Control, so currently it's still my favorite Remedy game. Next to Max Payne 2. Which I tried to give credit to.
I never played Max Payne 2.
I tried to give a shout out in my
one I haven't played.
top 10 Rockstar list. But Control was going to be the one I finally finished. Well, finished is a slight understatement, as I added another platinum to my shelf.
Nice.
I don't even know where to start with my love for this game. Whether it's the fascinating story, constantly engaging combat that pushes you from the start to the end, the great music, incredible performances, or the satisfying way it gives you new abilities at just the right pace, Control just nails it on every level for me. I didn't even care about the framiness, which definitely improved after the first patch. More than anything, I understood why it was chugging when it did. The amount of complicated physics it was handling while juggling multiple enemies just felt like it was pushing the hardware to its limits, which is exactly what you'd expect from a late gen title. I don't mean to apologize for Control, because I know that's frustrating. Link's Awakening at bad frame rate, we scored it highly. Control's bad frame rate, we scored it highly. But I did have that thought where when I first got the telekinesis ability and I was in some office and I'm just literally just turning the entire office and throwing it all on the floor, and then I was like, well, yeah, there you go. That's why it's just they just don't know when to stop.
Yeah.
Remedy's just they're so in love with their engine and they're so in love with what it can do. It broke their heart to dial it back. They couldn't stop. This isn't Sonic Boom we're talking about. Jesse Faden rules and the ashtray maze was dope as hell. Next, Link's Awakening. When I was a wee child of 5 years old, I was taken to Toys R Us to get a Game Boy. There, I was presented with the first choice of my young life. Which bundle should I choose? I'm going to start with Link's Awakening here. Link's Awakening or Tetris?
Link's Awakening.
I'd already played Tetris, but Zelda was just a game. I saw pictures of it in the NES console box. Zelda was unlike anything I'd seen before, so my choice was made. Although I poured hundreds of hours into that game, I never got too far. I'd go to my limit, get stuck, and restart just to keep living in that world. 26 years later, I was given a gift. The chance to close the loop and finish the story that I loved so dearly. Link's Awakening for Switch was a magical experience for me, capturing that childhood wonder that kept me awake so many nights years ago. I adore the art style, truly creating something unique. And that music, ooh-wee!
Yeah,
that's a good score. It's not an understatement to say that this game hit me hard, as it's difficult to see the credits through my tears. Next month, I'll talk about The Last of Us, which I finished right before I wrote this.
Oh.
Love, respect, Goldilocks. Curious if that was your first... I'm assuming you mean remastered.
Yeah.
And I'm curious if that was your first playthrough.
Because it's on Plus now, so maybe it was.
Yeah. Which I played this year, I think. If not the tail end of last year. And, ooh.
Yeah.
Great game. Good game. Final comment. John Wingate. Hey, Brad and Brandon. Wingaticus here.
Yeah. What's up,
Wing attack us. I hope you're both doing well. So I'm on a podcast now. We just went live on YouTube a couple days ago, and it's been pretty fun so far. It's called Blu-ray Dismay. Not spelled the way you think. They got the E in there. Blue with the E.
Okay.
Ray Dismay. And we got all horror movies coming up for a month of October, starting with the original Halloween. If you could just please read this short description promo, that would be awesome. Okay. Hope some of the allies in chat can check it out. I'm the one called Bruno Diaz. Always love and respect. Okay, here we go. We invite all movie lovers and connoisseurs to the Blu-ray dismay journey via beer goggles, hangover, tipsiness, or even soberness. We explore characters, subplots, fan theory, and our own skewed interpretation of what we believe the director intended to portray. We'll give you fun facts, history, and even current info on some of the most memorable movies and movie characters you've seen throughout the years. You're more likely to understand our fuzzy and semi-sober conversations if you watch along, but if you think that you know the movie that well, then by all means, you can listen to the podcast straight. Either way, it'll be a trip down memory lane, or at least fragments of it, depending on fluid consumption that evening. Blu-ray Dismay on YouTube and Instagram. Got the heat going, the sound's not good in here, I'm sorry. That could be, but John, you deserve better. Well, hopefully that works. I ever wonder if somebody like pulls out something from community show or from podcast halftime and like uses it.
Yeah, I wonder.
I wonder if like Car Keys Express ever brought me to like a convention or something, you know?
This is the guy.
I wonder. Drawings.
I'm gonna take a quick research break.
Cool.
I'll be right back. Back to full cam.
Drawings.
Jones entertain them.
I'm having a good time. Not. What's that from? Chat. I'll talk about something. Mike Myers in Bohemian Rhapsody. Too much. Mike Myers in Bohemian Rhapsody. Mike Myers cameos in Bohemian Rhapsody as the guy who doesn't like Bohemian Rhapsody. And you're like, yeah. I got it. I got the, because he was in the Wayne's World, right? And they played the Bohemian Rhapsody, and then it was back in the sales charts again after so many years. People didn't like Bohemian Rhapsody. It's kind of like It's a Wonderful Life, where like they like it now, but they didn't like it when it came out. Didn't like Bohemian Rhapsody when it came out. Mike Myers was instrumental in making everybody like Bohemian Rhapsody again. So here's Mike Myers saying he's not in Bohemian Rhapsody. Kind of remind me of De Niro in Joker a little bit, where you're like, okay, I see what you're doing. I get the reference there, but it's a drama, so it's weird that it's a drama, and I'm still like supposed to be involved in the drama. Where in the back of my brain, it's like it's a bit. They're doing a bit right now. It's a bit, but that's me. There were parts of Bohemian Rhapsody that I loved. I really liked the other band members. I really liked the guy, the tall curly-haired guy. I can't remember. I want to say Brian May, but I don't. Is Brian May from Queen?
Yeah.
That's a tall curly-haired
He's a lead
guy.
guitar player,
He was the best in Bohemian Rhapsody.
Do you need to go
He was amazing. What?
to the bathroom? Research. Do you need?
No.
Okay. I'm a fan of intermissions.
You know what I don't understand?
What?
What is all of this 3-hour freak-out movie nonsense? Like, movies are 3 hours now, and everyone's like, ugh. 3 hours? Ugh.
Yeah.
I gotta plan my bathroom break. Like, what? I mean, some people
Go
have
before,
some
you
people have
can.
incontinence. Like, it's difficult for some people to make it that way.
Yeah.
So I understand that. I'm not like if you have to go to the bathroom, you're weird in some way. But like, why in 2018 or 19 is this suddenly like a huge deal?
I don't know. Because
Like I've never seen Kenneth Branagh's Hamlet, and that was like 5 hours.
More people have a voice than ever, Jones, and you can just see
I guess
random
that's
things
it.
like easier than ever.
Sure.
People like having
It's good to
takes.
just say Twitter. You're like,
People
you're like
like having
Jones
takes.
Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter.
Just put toilets in the theater seat. You know they're going to. You know that's going to be like its own theater experience coming forward. All right. Okay, look. Before we really get... I'm sorry, I'm going to go back to Cam. Brad, I need your help. Woo! It's going to be tempting, and you're going to be compelled, and I need you to move against your base instincts here. Okay?
All right.
Before I realized what I was doing, I gave Eric Jackson far too much power. Because Eric Jackson... all these people drawing wonderful images of Pokemon and anime and stuff like that. Eric Jackson's going straight for the jugular, and he creates a memorable image of the person in the chair. And so at the end of the showcase, when I have to pick what a good thumbnail to be, obviously it's a great thumbnail if I include the guests.
Sure.
But then Eric Jackson ends up on the thumbnail like 7 months in a row. And I'm like, wait, I gotta pump the brakes, brakes. And then I made a mistake. I said that out loud. Now Eric Jackson is playing for that thumbnail so hard.
Just going all out?
So we can't give it to him. You're going to be tempted. You're going to be like,
okay.
No.
Okay.
I have a pick. I have one I like.
Okay.
That's not Eric Jackson.
Okay.
And I don't think it's someone that we've used before for that. But Eric Jackson just ruthless. Kicking it off with Zephyr Moon.
Bowsette.
Greeting, Brad and Jones. Happy best month of the entire year that also happens to be my birth lots of birthdays this month.
Good job,
Nice.
everybody.
Inktober,
Birthdays.
Inktober is officially started. Like last year, I'm taking suggestions from the community. I'm only doing 15 this year, so I have a little time in between pieces, and hopefully not get burned out halfway.
Yeah, don't get burned out,
halfway
guys.
through
Take
like
a
I
break
did
if you
last
need
year.
to.
Here are some of the suggestions that have come in from this lovely community. Bowsette, suggested by Ulf himself.
Nice. Good stuff. Sobble.
Sobble, suggested by Ray Luaza. Love that
Love
Sobble.
Sobble.
Love him.
So jealous.
Love him.
that
Nero,
Nero?
suggested
Yeah.
by Lotias.
Yeah.
You could
Love
tell.
Nero.
What
Yeah.
was it? Was it the hair? Was it the hood? What was
Yeah,
the...
it's just what he looks like in Devil May Cry 5.
The smirk?
Yeah.
I love it.
Nero's he's pretty cheeky. Frog.
Dude.
Frog.
Dude.
Frog.
The colors, man.
The colors, dude.
Look at those colors.
The colors.
Like those are like. Did you color time that with the cutscenes? That's
I don't know,
crazy.
but that
like,
looks
how do you?
badass.
Yeah, I love that.
That's what I call Brad bait. When he puts something like.
But it's not a good.
designed
But it's
for-
not. It's not
I
good for
know,
the thumb because
but-
if you want to, you get his eyes or the sword. That's
Yeah,
it. You know what I
it's
mean? So it's unfortunate. It's more vertical and horizontal. So it's not good for the thumb, unfortunately. But
Like if it was me, Jones, I wouldn't even care about the thumbnail. Just put them on
Just-
out of pure respect.
with borders.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Deku.
Frog from Chrono Trigger, obviously suggested by Steven CT. Neku Sakuraba, suggested by RHD162248. And as a bonus, before I started this year's Inktober, I did a warm-up illustration so I could get familiar with Procreate. Yeah, baby.
Oh shoot.
Thank you, WB Montreal, for the hype. I look forward to showing more of the lovely suggestions I got this year in the next showcase. Happy Halloween. Much love and respect. Sarah Imshog, a.k.a. Zephyr Moon.
Nice. The bat.
Can we please make this the thumbnail?
Yeah, sure. Seems a little like catering to Brandon, but all right.
But it's October, you know? Okay, that's my pick. If you have a better pick, that's not something Eric Jackson made.
It's Frog!
Because now we're getting into Eric's... Well, okay. Oh, just the eyes then? Over the sword, right? You'd want his face.
No, Jones, I don't care about being symmetrical and looking nice. I just want
You want borders.
damn Frog.
So you want borders.
Sure.
You're going to have black
Frog.
borders on either side.
Yes.
Okay.
Like, it doesn't even need to... I don't need to be associated with this thumbnail at all. Just put Frog on it.
Got it. You did it, Zephyr. Congratulations. Eric Jackson. Here we go.
Batwoman?
Also, I love just going from one bat to another bat. Hey, Jones and Brad. Hope it's been a great month for you guys. What with responsibility from Milo and Huber, respectively. This month, I've been trying to crank out more art and working to further my own style and skill. A couple of Inktober submissions, minus the ink, a D&D commission, as well as the most epic moment for my character in the D&D game I am playing in, a circus friend submission, and of course, some Easy A love. Keep doing what you do. Love and respect, Eric Jackson. So he seems nice in the post. You know, he just seems like, nobody did.
Have you seen this show?
Clearly. Have I seen... Oh, no, I haven't seen...
Yeah,
no,
I'm just curious
I'm
if you
so
saw-
far out of that world, but she looks great. Excited about that.
Android 18.
So this is... oh, you see... Oh, boom.
Dragon
Anyway.
Ball. Anime books.
Oh, nice, nice. She doesn't seem very Dragon Ball-esque in that picture. It's like a,
I mean,
a
she's a
different,
Dragon Ball character, but it's a different take on
different
her.
representation.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah,
Oh, Bloodborne.
yeah, dude.
Really Gigsaw, dude.
The D&D commit. I'm trying to think. Yeah, how that's referenced, but
Kirkhammer, dude.
are those characters you recognize? It looks
No.
like it looks like you and Bossman.
Yeah, I was like, does that mean Huber? Because like Huber used the Kirkhammer. I did.
And he's got
love
the
Lower
glasses.
Jigsaw.
And he's
Yeah.
got the glasses.
Hey, Bloodborne. Oh, D&D character. Nice.
Nice, yeah. This was the most epic moment for my D&D game I'm playing in. Oh, Circus Friend submission. Or I wonder, because I think this might be the D&D moment. Oh no, this is coming up. Jones Hex, thank you.
Dude, it's sick.
Jones Hex. Again, just bait. You know, it's like, no, that will not be the thumbnail. Eric. Stop.
That's
tempting.
Huber and Brad.
I think
Oh,
this
okay.
is the D&D moment, right?
Sick.
I would imagine. As well as the most epic moment from my character in the D&D game I'm playing in. That seems pretty epic. My goodness.
Yeah, that is crazy.
I love that. And maybe this is the Circus Friend submission.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can see the circus vibe, for sure.
And, I mean, just like, stop it. Stop it, Eric.
That's funny. That's a good one, too.
It just made the phone.
That's funny.
Look at this guy.
Yeah.
He's like achievements.
Yeah. It's accurate.
Oh, boy.
We look like Bob's Big Boy.
And I love that. Yeah, and I love that. You look like what do you look like? You look specifically.
Woody.
Yeah, there's Woody vibes.
Buzz.
There's something. I love. I got the. Well, yeah, I definitely have the Bob's Big Boy hair. I definitely got like the slick.
Even that's like
It's
a Bob's
super
Big
greasy.
Boy pose too.
Yeah. Moonshield, thanks for saying.
Penny Arcade, yeah, good call too.
Sure. But no, it's Frog.
It's Frog.
Here's Tej. I thought it was Tej earlier. Sorry, I thought Tegan was Tej. Hello, Brandon and Brad. Not much rhyme or reason to the art this month, just a collection of some stuff I made in September.
Cool.
First up is a piece I've made and hyped for the announcement that never came. I love 2 people did
Batman?
this. Yeah, 2 people did this.
Dude, that looks great.
Can I take a moment, Brad?
Yeah, of course. That looks great.
So excited.
I would be okay if you made that a thumbnail.
Oh!
Because that's really damn good.
Oh my.
I love Batman, Jones. This is not as much as Ian Huber, but I do love Batman a lot.
This game, dude, could be so good.
Yes.
And the thing about, with Huber, when he talks about Court of Owls, is like, Court of Owls is so good, therefore just put it in a game. Mm-hmm. Court of Owls, with the whole Arkham format, it just writes, it's so perfect. Like, a lot of times, with the Arkham games, they would just be like, okay, let's focus on these villains now. And they're like, how are these villains working together? Like, who has what the other wants? How is this power struggle going to work? Whereas Owls is just like, do it. It's literally like it's the city fighting him, you know? So like...
I really hope they cool it on the Joker in the next one.
Oh, he's gone.
That's
gone.
That's what I'm hoping.
But it's a...
I hope they cool it on the Joker. I love the Joker,
prequel.
but like he's been like top dog in almost all of them.
It's probably going to be a sequel to Origins, I would imagine. It's probably going to be before Asylum.
You're probably right, actually.
So,
you're probably right.
I wonder if they bring Troy back, because Troy did Joker in Origins.
Yes.
Slight Origin spoilers.
Who did Batman? I know it's the guy, he did like Chris Redfield and Ezio. I forgot his name.
Oh, they did have another Conroy. They did
yeah, it wasn't Conroy.
That's right.
Yeah, it was different people.
Oh, yeah. That's what I should do. I feel like, as much as I love voice actors, that list of Batmen you don't know, I should have that ready.
Sure, yeah.
You know, there's definitely... Bruce Greenwood's a great one, who is Captain Pike in the new Star Trek movies. He was Batman a bunch of times. But the current guy, the one that's in the...
Robert Craig
Death
Smith
of
was the guy. Okay, thank you, Chad.
It's either Roger Craig Smith or Robert Craig Smith. We'll see. And Michelle tells.
Roger.
Okay.
Here's Thomas Regular Show? Sick.
Nice.
Demon Slayer.
Nice. Next is a drawing of Tanjiro from Kimetsu no Yaiba Demon Slayer. Not much else to say here. After that is a drawing of Link done in a sort of children's book picture book style, as I have an ongoing art idea about a Legend of Zelda's children's book. Dude, this one,
Wow. That's really cool.
Oh, man.
I
hate
to be that guy.
Out of your collection.
I will got dock points because he's right-handed. Left-handed Link is the best Link.
Oh, because he's got the saber on the side?
Always left-handed Link.
Shots. Because that's what
amazing.
When Kyle is on here, all we get is criticism.
Of course.
I was like, no, next. I reject this image. So I love that you're at least just a little.
When they even made Link right-handed way more often, I was so bummed. It's like,
Finally, I love this. And
this
lastly,
is really
just a commission I did this month for someone as a Pokemon trainer. Just really like how it turned out. Thanks for all you guys do. Love and respect. Thanks, Tej.
Great artwork. Amazing.
And then now shout out, because it was Tej, but Tej did the silhouettes. I don't know if you've seen the new trailer, Jones, but
no.
I hadn't actually put up an episode, but I talked about it on Cup of Jones. And I'm going to do a Mystery Science Theater thing. And so Tej created all of us in a silhouette.
Really?
So if you're on the episode,
that's really cool.
So to put up your Star Wars episode, but you're going to see a little silhouette in the bottom of you and I, watching the trailer.
That's cool.
So
nice.
Tej made all of those. And it was funny because I always forget an ally. Every single time, it's like the dwarves. If you're write all the allies' names down, I'd be like, right.
Are you giving me Hobbit references
and I'd have 7. No, there's 7 dwarves.
Oh, I was thinking of the 13 dwarves from The Hobbit.
I mean, that's even
That's
tougher
what I meant immediately went
the
to.
The 7 dwarves, if you try to, name them, you're like, you always forget one.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with the allies. I always get, write down 7, and I'm like, what? Who am I forgetting? And so I was, totally done with Trailer Jones, and then I, messaged, the team, after the guys were doing the graphics, and I was like, Damiani! Mm-hmm. Doing Damiani! And I was like, oh, yeah!
Yeah.
He's got the hat. It's so all right. Photographs.
Look at this photograph. It's too easy, dude. You set me up for that. It's just too easy, dude.
Okay, we're back.
All right.
Tokyo Slim. Jumping right into photographs. Went to watch E.T. at the Seattle Cinema 70mm Festival. Print was European, still had the 1982 BBFC film rating on it. It was rated U for Universal, but had the following stipulation: contains very mild language and threat.
threat.
They are currently displaying some superhero costumes. Oh, and I love this. This is the next image. E.T. When you see E.T. as a kid?
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a long time.
It's pretty good.
Did they? Is this a joke or not? Did they like take out the
guns?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have walkie-talkies now.
Who did this?
Well, it's funny because some guys are like this. So there's some guys who are just like,
Whose idea was that?
Spielberg's.
God!
Spielberg's just losing it, man. They're doing such weird things. Like
God,
but,
dude.
was something that I want to do. There's so many edits that I want to make that I just don't have time for. That like just kind of a fun. If I have just a fun solo YouTube channel, I'm just like, here are weird videos. One thing I've always wanted to do is a Yoda supercut to Weird Al's Yoda, to the Lola, but Yoda.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted to just put everything together, behind the scenes footage from Empire Strikes Back, all the prequels, Empire, Return, Clone Wars, the Gendy Tartakovsky Clone Wars. Anytime Yoda was in anything, like I don't know if Yoda was in the Christmas special, but like anything that Yoda was in that was actually an official thing they released, and in the very end, he just goes off and does the Yoda chorus forever. And I wanted to put in E.T. because E.T. bumps into Yoda on Halloween, and he's the ghost.
Yeah.
And he like bumps into Yoda, and Yoda's like, "What?" And he's like, "What?" And like, I would want to put that shot in there as well, but I will never have time. That video will never exist.
Such a funny idea.
And I love that. I mean, this is Jones bait right here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Damn.
The one on the left is honestly my favorite out of all of those. Still had the they are currently displaying some superhero costumes. Loved L to R, love and respect. Captain Marvel, The Adventures of Captain Marvel from 1941. Batgirl from Batman and Robin, of course, circa 1997. Batman from Batman the TV series, and
Superman.
The 1966 to 1968 Superman 2, Superman 3. So that was like Reeves.
I remember like
which is
the
so
burgundy
red.
color or whatever.
You remember the what?
Like that burgundy color or purple or whatever it is.
Notice how the Batman costume has purple drawers and gloves. That's because the original silk blend fabric used to make those pieces was hand-dyed a dark blue, but faded to that hilarious purple color over time and exposure.
That's funny.
And I love the caption of photo number 3. You mean you have to use your hands? That's like a baby's toy. I love these.
Yeah, that's great.
I love the popcorn in front. It looks like almost like he's holding the bag.
Yeah.
Some days you just can't get rid of popcorn. I love that. Use your hands.
He's like, I'm not touching this filthy
What is that?
arcade.
Is Pac-Man or just Pac-Man?
I think it's just Pac-Man.
Galaga. Love it.
Dude, Galaga. I played so much Galaga.
Galaga's good. They had Galaga at Hornet, the animation company I worked at.
Oh, really?
Just in
That's
the
cool.
lobby. So
That's
it's just
cool.
like never a bad time for Galaga. And I love there was that one animator that like none of us could touch the guy's score. It's like, what? It was like over the weekend. We just came in on a Monday and we're like,
dude.
what happened? And he was
Yeah.
like, yeah, like that. What? Samuel Rosman. Aloha, Brandon and Brad. Picked up Iceborne and Borderlands 3 this month. Tried Iceborne, and my hand just couldn't handle it. Borderlands 3 is way more manageable, especially with friends. I can just get boosted along sometimes. Almost 40 in WoW Classic, saving up money for those initial mount costs.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Save up, dude.
Oh my god, that's right. But I respect that. It's
pricey, dude.
Bosman said something one time about GTA 5 that I was like, wow, I've never thought about that before, but you're right. I've not been in GTA 5. It was something was hard to get to. It's like Red Dead 2 is the hard. It's like the hardest to get somewhere, the most restrictive travel game Rockstar has ever made. And Kyle was like, it makes you respect the world.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
of course.
I know some people would like roll their eyes and be like, that's why I don't play
When
open
you
world
can't
games because it's
skip
such a waste
stuff.
of time.
Yeah.
But I just said, sometimes if it takes a while to get there, I don't know, it makes you feel like you're really there.
It makes you like notice things in the world way more. And
So that's like
appreciate it.
that was one of my when I first started playing WoW and they were like, okay, you don't get mount until later and it's super expensive. But when you see someone on a mount, it's like, oh,
It's a big deal. Yeah.
I love that stuff in MMOs. Not really looking forward to anything in particular in October game-wise. Outer Worlds definitely possible. Atelier Ryza, but that's about it. Picking up Yakuza 4 next year when the physical release of all 3 comes out. Started watching a few more shows for the fall season. Stumptown and Evil seem like the strongest of the new lot, but we'll see. The End of Disenchantment Season 1 was really enjoyable as well. This month's pictures are still following recent trends. Was super hyped about the return of Gundam building streams since I still have a few I bought in Japan and still sitting in my backlog. Okay, Samo, here's the problem. If you want to comment on stuff, because I mentioned for Samo that his comment was a little long for pictures. He's like, I'll make my comment shorter. It's not that your comment's long, it's that you comment about things that aren't about your pictures, and then we show pictures as well. So you're kind of playing both cards. You're playing the comment game and you're playing the picture game.
Okay.
You can leave long comments about your pictures.
Yeah.
But if you leave a comment about like what you're playing and you drop some pictures, people who just left a comment are like, wait, whoa, can I leave pictures too? And it's like we gotta draw a limit.
Gotcha.
But you know what? You're bending the rules just a little bit, and I do respect that. Because now we got to get some cool pictures. And I don't want to say no to cool pictures.
I love cool pictures.
Especially that.
Those are cool pictures.
You know what I'm saying? I feel bad saying anything.
Dude, the Going
Because
Merry.
Samuel's giving us this right now.
So jolly.
Tried starting the Going Merry during the stream, but my hand couldn't handle the fine control needed for those pieces, so I moved back to Lego, and here's a picture of my work at the end of the stream. Oh, well, I might have these in a backwards order. Sorry.
It's okay.
Maybe let's just go through all. Oh, there we go.
Ooh,
Okay.
is that the Death Star?
That's the Falcon, I think, right? Yeah, you got the game board.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I just saw a big circle. Hey, Jones, the front's not on, bro.
What a hunk of junk. Pick 2 finished up the set later that week and added it to my new display setup. Really happy I picked up the shelving as my living room was looking like a Lego shop with models just kind of strewn about in various clumps. Now I can mostly consolidate them in one spot. The bottommost shelf is from the Solo movie. Dude, this is all I want to do with the garage right now, and I just don't have space for it. But like,
Damn.
I think, yeah, that's the car
Yeah.
that he's driving around in the beginning. It's from the Solo movie, including the Kessel Run Millennium Falcon. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's because it's filled in the middle there. AT Hauler, Han and Moloch's land speeders, and Enfy's Nest's Cloud Rider swoop bikes. The shelf above has the sets from the Freemaker adventures.
Oh.
Ooh. Pick 3. Yeah.
Oh.
Love it. The next shelf has 3 sets from the Star Wars Rebel series. Then the topmost shelf has sets from the Old Republic MMO. The left ship has a character ship from 2 Jedi classes. The right ship is the same for the 2 Sith classes, with a Striker class fighter in the middle. One Lego I just refused to put away is I have Star Killer's ship from Force Unleashed.
What? Really?
Right.
I don't
It's
even
such
remember
a
what it looked
weird,
like.
rare Lego, and it was sent to game trailers because we were just covering the game at the time.
Star
And so I was
Killer,
like,
dude.
whoa, this is so weird and weird.
Yeah.
I'm just going to take it. You know, it doesn't matter if I like the character or the game. It's just a weird thing to have. And then, yes. Pick 4. The last one is the new Friends Central. Oh, this is the best. This is, dude, I was not even a huge fan of the show. And how jolly
Wow.
is this? The last one is the new Friends Central perk set I picked up for the 25th anniversary this year. Love that show. Pick 5. Have an amazing October. Thank you again for everything you do. Oh, wait. So I had it. Was super hyped about the return of Gundam build streams, and since I have a few I bought in Japan, these are sitting in my backlog. That was the first one.
Yeah, it's fine.
Sorry. He put the number at the end of the sentence that he was writing. So I was backwards during all of that. So there we go. Have an amazing October. Thank you again for everything you do. Mahalo Nui Loa, Samuel Rosman, at Namzor.
Thanks.
Namzor.
Good stuff, dude.
Yeah. Boop, ba-doop. Yes.
Dude, 0?
Hi, Brad and Brandon. Busy September. Besides platinuming Final Fantasy VIII Remastered, so I only did 3 this time. Rest are old photos. Number 1, love Mega Man X series, so made one inspired by it with a mix of X and 0. Mm-hmm. That's interesting. Number 2, trying to color and ink work with watercolor.
Oh, okay.
Jim does a lot of like experimental stuff with it, which I really dig. Turned out pretty well. Proud of the hair.
Yeah.
Number 3, it's October, which means Inktober, so I'm using ink. Also need to wait for it to dry next time. But I love the
Nice.
I love you actually like taking photographs of the actual, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I love seeing like the desk on the side. I mean, yeah, right? Right?
That Gundam, dude.
Right?
Can we, like, do something, Jones, to get us there? Maybe, Brad. Ugh.
Maybe.
Ugh.
Maybe. The Gundam that is now removed from that place.
No!
Hold on, they replaced it with another Gundam.
Oh,
Hold on.
it's the unicorn one,
But
right?
that's when that.
Yeah. People have sent me these.
Okay, it's cool though. The Gundam's now removed from that place, but I love that we have the before and after pictures. I love the caption for this image is just, "Is it spooky?"
Damn, that's jolly.
I think it's pretty jolly. Of course, at night that's like siren.
Different vibe.
That'd be terrifying. Yes to this image.
Nice.
6 Sea of Clouds near the top of Mount Fuji. We didn't make it to the top first time, sadly. And then there he is.
Yeah, dude.
This is
So
there
cool.
now. Gundam Unicorn. I think that's what it's called.
Just put more
My third
Gundams
visit.
there.
An 8 and 9. Classic. Love and respect. Tirju Ingi. A.K.A. Chumnuan. Thank you.
Thank
But
you.
Just like, yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Sick. The Red Comet.
Yeah. And I love that we got him. He actually put more images than I think were in the post, so these are the ones I specifically chose. But I just love to have him
It's awesome, dude.
in there. To me, that's I like that image in the eye right on the other side. It's like a poster for the movie. You know, it's like the pilot. Like,
yeah. That is, yeah.
I really dig it. Thank you, Chu. All right. Screenshots.
Let's go.
I love it.
Baby.
I love just diving in. And we
screens.
actually have a pleasant amount when we get into videos. We have a pleasant amount of like gameplay, raw gameplay.
Really?
One is I believe a world's best in a game. World's best run. So I'm excited.
Sick. We have someone that's the world's best.
I think so. I think
That's
they said
awesome.
this one thing was the top of the leaderboards, but maybe it's been beat. I don't know. Megan Linhart, hello, Brad and Brandon. So I thought I could sneak in this last Twilight review this month, but it's been so busy I haven't had much time, having some family troubles and with work being so busy instead. I thought I'd throw some screenshots here for now. The next month we'll finally finish it. Sorry again. Hope you have a great day. Love and respect. I need to know what she thinks of that last Twilight movie.
I need to know, too.
I get excited. I was coming in and I was
like 5?
4.
Okay.
3. No, I think there are.
Because like the last
There's
was
4
2
books.
parts,
That's right.
right?
Yeah. I think there are 5. Megan, I'm just kidding. Although I'm extremely curious what you think. But again, there are no apologies required with the community showcase. We have such a wonderful time and so many wonderful people submitting stuff that if you want to donate to Easy Allies and not be a part of the showcase, you are supporting us. All of it is support.
Yeah.
And we really appreciate that. But let's get into Megan's. So all of these speak for themselves. All of these screenshots.
Oh, Horizon.
Is that like an idle animation? I wondered the pose just knocks me out. I don't remember that. But boy, that game still holds up visually. Whoa.
Yeah,
oh boy.
Crazy tech mount.
Gotta know what this is from. I love this image so much. This looks like a photograph. This is crazy. I'm really curious. I wonder if anybody.
Yeah, I can't think of what.
The Order 1886. Yeah, I wonder.
The Order.
I wonder. Maybe like what's
Dude, I forgot about the Order.
I wonder if it's like it could be Greedfall.
Uncharted 4.
Oh, crazy. Oh, is that when you're like stealthing around as the kid?
Thing.
Okay. Oh, I thought it was maybe when you were the kid.
I think it's the dinner party thing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it is Uncharted.
Okay.
Dude, Uncharted 4 looks great.
It does.
Such a fun time.
Yeah. Life is Strange 2, right?
I have no idea. I haven't
so.
played it.
That
looks like a little too realistic.
It's got Far Cry New Dawn colors. Might be Far Cry New Dawn. I wonder. That pink.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Oh, no. Go to the next one. Ha! Going to the
dude.
next one. Next gen half. Hey, guys. To make up for last month's errors, I have submitted both the screenshots from the last time along with even more Dragon Quest Builders 2 screenshots. I put them in a slideshow to have them in an organized order. Again, slight spoilers in the last 2 photos, but their references make it worth looking at them. Hope this works. Love and respect, Sean. Just heads up, what the problem Sean had is he kept... Sorry, Ragnaros. He kept the images on a Google Drive and didn't give us permission. So I couldn't access the book.
Okay.
So it's just something always to keep in mind. SoundCloud is tricky that way to getting stuff. It's just always, the more you can package it so it's all ready for us to go.
For sure, yeah.
Also, we try to have a limit of 9 photos or drawings or screenshots or whatever per person. So if you have a batch and you're like, just pick your favorite 9, just know that takes us a little bit more time. So it's always nice if you can streamline the process for us. Builders 2 screenshots, let's go. And don't worry about spoilers, because Builders spoils it already, because it's one of those games where they're like, we have a photo mode. So when you go in the loading screen, they're like, check out this photo of the end. And it's like, thanks,
why?
bro. You know, it's
Why?
like,
Why do
because there's
that?
no algorithm that stops it, you know,
Okay.
that recognizes that, like, hey, look at these items you unlock in the DLC. It's like, I didn't, okay.
Yeah.
You know. Imagine like booting up Pokemon Shield and they're like, look at this crazy evolution. You're like, stop.
Yeah, sure.
I want to see it in the game. But yeah, so I love when you're in
Dude, that's
when
so
you have
cool.
people following you and you glide, they all glide too.
Yeah.
And when they do a little snake, so if you like move around,
That's
they all
sick, dude.
they all follow you. It's pretty fun and very ridiculous in a classic Builders way. I love they're all lined up for the shower.
That's awesome. Damn, I want to play this.
And it's fun. Like you can make bathrooms for them, and they literally like while they're in line are like, I gotta go so bad. It's like they do not. They do not beat around the
so
bush in this
funny.
game. I love the elevation here. I actually know where this is because I think this is on the Isle of Awakening. And I love. And it's a crazy room too because it's not, you got the pots out, so you're cooking stuff. But then you got the bedroom in the back. I think, and like the little dining room, like this is such an interesting, this is like a restaurant that this person lives at. And I love it. And what's so funny and I love is the no roof. Everybody, like, it's the camera is so unruly in this game that everyone's just like,
Doesn't bother.
so if it rains, these people are just eating.
Yeah,
and
that's really
But
funny,
they don't
yeah.
complain raining on it.
That's really funny.
What are you going to do? Amanda doesn't put a roof on anything. Like, no second
really?
floors, no roofs. She's just like, I want to look in everywhere. It's like, hey, that's the beauty of builders. Play how you want to play. This is so awesome.
Golems.
This is so awesome because I love that I played Builders 2 so I can explain this. He built this. This was nothing. This is like the inside of the also on the Isle of Awakening inside that pyramid. And so what he did here is he built this room, specifically made it out of these materials, and then put like a pet thing down and then assigned the pet to this golem. So you get like he basically put that in there so the golem could sleep in there at night. And then it's like he's got like the drop, you know, like the gate
so
in the front
cool.
and everything. Like above and beyond. I definitely stopped well shy of doing crazy stuff like that. Same thing here.
Oh, dude,
Having the fence and actually having like I mean, like, look how huge that space is.
Mounts.
Same room. Actively put the grass down. You know, because
Dude.
it's sand. You can see in the bottom left. Like
They added them as mounts in 11.
Yeah.
And they play the music, I think, from 8. I'm so jealous.
It was interesting, dude. I have no idea how you did that. No idea where you went to catch that or how hard that is or whatever. But like, wow, that's awesome. That's a great screenshot. Again.
Dude, that's cool.
And this is rad because I think you like built
like a
this.
casino.
I think you built this like out of a blueprint or something. I don't know how you got that face in there because you can build it in the game, but it like kind of builds itself when you do it. It's like the final piece that you put on. So I don't know if that piece was independent or something. I honestly don't know how you built that. And I love those stairs. Those stairs are super
Classy.
cool. But yeah, he really went to town on the inside of this pyramid. Nice. Hello, mate. Nice. Nice armor. Love it.
Yeah, good stuff.
Love the water. So pretty. Bam. And finally, Sebastian Hall. Finally, with screenshots. And then with time to put on the headphones. Music and videos coming up next. Hi, Jones and Brad. I have missed the last 2 or so showcases due to busy life and all, but I thought it's finally time to return for yet another Star Citizen post. We have had patch 3.6.2 out for a while now, with 3.7 looming around the corner. I look forward to these so much, Brad. I can't even tell you.
Jones, I was just thinking the other day, what's up with Star Citizen?
This
right
game
now?
is so
What's
nuts.
What's going on?
Sebastian's all over it. The thing had me and my organization most excited. My organization most excited was the addition of the new Origin 890J ship. This is the largest ship thus far, and very different from what we have gotten before. This is not a fighter, but a diplomacy ship. Matter of fact, it's so large that it got its own hangar that can be opened for an additional ship to land inside of it.
Wow!
As atmosphere flight can make the 890J very heavy, it's smarter to have a smaller ship which you can use to transfer yourself and your company down to the surface of the planet you want to visit. Star Trek. This is the game of Star Trek. So what are you going to do with a ship this size that you can fight in it? And hold on. I don't think it's the first image, but I think we got it. I mean, that's probably inside of it, but I think that's.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, I think that's it. Look at that. Look at that beauty. Look at that baby.
Damn.
I love it. It's crazy to see updates on this game, and they're just like, they're making it. It's in progress.
Yeah, dude. Star Citizen's so crazy.
Well, invite leaders from other organizations for creating business deals, or maybe just sign a peace treaty after a war. Maybe smooth them up with a trip to the onboard bar, or just for a meal in one of the ship's restaurants. Or you can do like we did, just take a dip in the hot tub and sauna after a match of pool with your pilot smoothly flies you around the universe. Fortunately, we went a little bit too far. After I had unloaded supplies from an Aegis Titan from ArcCorp, we decided to go for an event into uncharted space. This was a mistake. After cruising around in space and getting frisky, the ship started to shake like crazy, and a message came from the bridge with a simple, "Uh-oh." I ran out of the central gathering room and looked out from the ship. Our amazing pilot had managed to discover and get stuck in the gravity pull from what can only be described as a dying star. Soon after, my friend came running in with I feel like you have to know this whole story before you see this. With his eyes wide open, face tracking for the win. Just staring at the star, stating, well, this is it then. It didn't take long for us to get sucked in and torn to shreds. So much for a ship worth around $890 US.
Holy jeez.
Hope you enjoyed this little walkthrough of a different Star Citizen post from the other ones.
Yes.
Might not have been as action-packed, but it was a fun event. Also, I've gotten questions on how I could take some of the screenshots. In-game, you can set the camera to a more cinematic view and adjust its position and distance for some extra cool shots. All the best. Lotiaz.
That was crazy.
Here we go.
Thank you, Latias. That was nuts.
Latias?
Yeah, I believe it's Latias.
Ah.
They will let us know.
So, look at this. Oh, geez.
Wow.
And I love the conversations up there.
Absolutely insane. Dude, video games are so crazy.
The hot tub.
Both works. Prefer the Jones way, though. There you go. What'd you say, Lodius?
Lotiaz.
Lotiaz, okay. I'll try and remember that.
Oh, yeah. No screens of it actually being imploded.
No.
I love the face tracking too. You know me and lip sync, man.
Yeah.
You're
Oh, I know you can lip sync, dude.
Speaking my language.
Dude, I look forward to the day when From Software just does crazy lip sync Jones,
Ah!
and you'll just lose your mind.
Whoa!
Whoa!
It's like a title card in the trailer.
Yeah.
Lip sync.
Sync.
What? I did it, Brad!
Dude,
It
Jones,
becomes our new Shenmue 3 moment.
Elden Ring, you're in, baby. Open world.
Oh,
Horseback.
dude. Oh, I'm...
Speaking your
Girl?
language. Yeah, you're so in.
Whoa! I'm gonna be annoying you and Ian with the
Good.
mythos from
Annoy
Elden
me.
Ring. You guys aren't gonna
Annoy
like
me.
Elden Ring. I'm gonna be like, did you fight that one boss? You get this item and you take. You're like, Jones, I don't care anymore.
Shut up, Jones.
That game's too long.
There's gonna be like the Winds of Winter, like whole book in the game
Teasers.
somewhere. Yeah.
Teasers. Winds of Winter teasers. All right, baby. Euros, and you're on board to play the human. It's the part I was born to play, baby. All right.
Is that Zach?
Yeah. Can I play the piano anymore? Of course you can. Well, I couldn't before. All right. Adam Henschel. Hello, Brandon and Brad. After submitting a piano arrangement from Final Fantasy IX last month, I wanted to tackle something a little different this time around. Unfortunately, Final Fantasy VII Remake just had to show up at TGS and hijack whatever plans I had for this month's showcase. For my submission, I've tried to adapt the new orchestral arrangement of Those Who Fight Further, which can be heard during the first fight against the Scorpion Sentinel. Since the new music is rather dynamic and hasn't been officially released, it was a bit tricky to try and splice together an arrangement that includes bits and pieces from the various demos and trailers that have been released so far, but I hope you enjoy. Thanks for all you guys do. Adam, are you going to enjoy this?
Yes.
You think
Very
so?
much so.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Just making sure.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to play it if you're not going to enjoy it. Let me know what the volume
Gym,
is.
dude.
Everybody.
So hyped for the gym.
That's why Final Fantasy is so good, because you do any of this in piano. God, it holds up. It holds up so much. Just a workout going on. Looped. Wow, dude. And you arranged this, right? Showcases the Brad Panda show. What?
Yeah, aren't they all supposed to be like that?
You're like me. We're easy to pander to.
Yeah,
it's
easy.
not. It's not hard. It's not. Wow.
Well done.
Woof.
Well done.
Woof.
Jones, I'm so pumped to do squats in the gym in the remake. Have you seen it, dude? It looks
No,
awesome.
I haven't seen.
Dude, it looks so fun.
I guess I should just be media blackout at this point, you know,
If you
because it's
want.
like the trailers aren't gonna sway me in
For
any one
you? No,
direction.
no.
I'm going to play this because it's so curious about
And
it.
like, yeah, you're not like super familiar with
yeah.
a lot of the moments, so it won't even like. You'll be like, oh,
Well, I will remember them.
You'll remember
like,
them, but-
almost every scene I'll be like, right, because I did the retro. We did a
Right.
whole episode on it. So like I didn't play it, but I watched every cutscene,
That's
saw
right.
every
That's
summon.
right,
I know
yeah.
all the, you know, I'm familiar with the characters. Favorite Final Fantasy VII character?
yours?
Can you guess?
Jones is here by 7 character. Is it Vincent?
I mean, other than Sephiroth, but playable character.
Is it Vincent?
This Valentine, right?
Yeah, Vincent Valentine. Yeah, Georgia Cerberus.
So cool. I played Dirge
Yeah, I know you did. Yeah.
I liked it. That game was fun. Very linear, but very fun. We're going full screen for this one because Jesse Blue is breaking the mold.
All right, let's go, Jesse.
Jesse Blue just says, I hope everyone enjoys. And Jesse did something similar last month. So take it
Okay.
Hello, Jones, Brad, and chat. Happy Halloween. Jesse Blue here. I wanted to start off by saying I'm really glad we finally have a regular show with Brad again. I loved your characters of Nikator, Zemnar, and especially Birdcough. And I'm thrilled to have them back, at least their voices anyway, on Mana Day. Who knew Birdcough's first name was Kevin? The nuance and emotion you put into it when reading, and during tabletop escapades when you were RPing, and seeing how much fun you were having with these characters, reminded me how much fun I used to have making up voices for the characters in the adventure books that I would read aloud to my daughter every night before bed. It was one of the motivations that got me started down my new path, which I'm happy to say is finally coming to fruition. I finally have my professional narration demo back and can start posting it on social media to try to book work as a voiceover artist. And because you allies in chat have been such a supportive influence, I wanted to debut on this community showcase. So, without further ado, Bette Midler's life story is littered with words like brassy, brash, and bawdy. The divine Miss M honed her style in a New York bathhouse, a gay nightclub where cabaret performers had to be loud to be noticed. As a young singer, Bette rose to the challenge, and she'd parlay that loudness into an award-winning career. In 16th century Europe, when Italian botanist Luca Ghini established the world's first botanical garden, the gardens were created to study and conserve a diverse array of plant life. In the 19th century, they also became popular places to visit for their sheer
Can't
beauty.
you see walking around with the
Today,
player?
there are more than 1,500 botanical gardens in 148 countries around the world. Lying less than 200 miles from the U.S. mainland, the Bahamas is a tourist mecca. The most popular islands to visit are New Providence, Paradise Island, and Grand Bahama, which have all the usual amenities of a tourist getaway. But the Bahamas isn't just 3 islands, it's 700. And if you get off the beaten track, you'll find a host of hidden gems. Outlining a book is an important part of the writing process. An outline is a roadmap. You'll decide who's driving, who's along for the ride, and what route your book will take. You'll choose where your journey begins and ends, and plot the stops and detours along the way. An outline isn't rigid, but it does provide a creative direction for your writing. Well, there it is. I hope you enjoyed it, and look forward to a special project I have in the works for future showcases. Thanks again, chat especially, for all your kind words and love and support. I couldn't have gotten this far without you. Love and respect, Jesse Blue.
Damn. I'm so proud of our community.
Dude,
man.
it's narration too. That's my jam. That's what I do. It's basically, you know, it's like, oh, do you have 10 minutes? I got to tell you about a thing. And you're like, oh, 10 minutes? I don't know. You know, it's like, can you maintain interest for that amount of time? You know, and so like that. And it's actually kind of one of my biggest notes. And Jesse, it's something that you nail. That's so great. And it seems like a weird note, but like when you're doing narration, you don't want to be too excited. You know, like that's promo. That's like, have you checked out the new BMW? Like that's promo. So that's like, I'm always on. Like at McDonald's, we have this new. You know, you're it's 11 all the time.
Whole time.
Narration, it's like I gotta hold you for 10 minutes. So like I gotta save that to maybe do like 3 times. So a lot of people that send in narration that are like, hey, I narrated this thing. What do you think? Like one of my a really easy note is like, calm down just a little
Dial
bit.
back a
You
little.
can be boring and it's fine because sometimes, like, I mean, you write reviews, you know that sometimes your scripts are kind of boring because they have to be. You're like, okay, so especially because you just did Surge and then Code Vein, and both are like, okay, so there's blood things, and then you equip them to this, and then they're attached to this. So like, you wouldn't want me reading just this very kind of like VCR instructions, you know, or like you're like, oh, okay, that's how that stuff works, and be like, wow, it's really exciting.
Yeah.
But then when you're like, it's kind of fun to put these together, like that's where the emotion comes in.
Yeah.
So the more you save that and you apply it to the right spots, the longer it is to listen to for a longer period of time. And Jesse, nailed it. That's really great. And I love a good reel. Aren't those awesome?
Yeah.
And it's fun because there are companies that do that. So I'm actually curious, Jesse, where you got the copy, because you can write that yourself and just think up like, you know, nonsense companies and something. Or there are companies you can work with and record your demo there, and they'll just give you like a book, and you're like, oh, and they're like, I think these would be good for you, and you're like, okay, and you just read a bunch, and they pick their favorites, and then compile it together. So if you actually did all of the work on that yourself,
bravo.
Amanda did the same thing. She wrote her own script and did her. And then, Amanda made a reel and submitted it to her agency that she's at now, and they were like, great, they brought her in. Like, it was
sick, dude.
Yeah, it never hurts to get just send that everywhere. Never stop sending that to people. Ben Fitter, going back to music. Hey Jones and Brad, sharing another video game piano cover this month. Just a good song from a good 2019 game that I found a great arrangement for. Take it away, Ben Fitter. Fodlan Winds from Fire Emblem Three Houses. What's the battle theme?
Standing Up playing too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. That's right. I was like, oh, there it is. Yeah.
That's right. I also love a battle theme slowed down. Battle theme kind of done.
Yeah.
Again, it shows when these
It's
tracks
not just
hold out.
10 the whole time. Yeah.
And seeing your hands is awesome.
Yeah, super impressive.
This is the only instrument I ever came close to like
Playing?
I just had a bad teacher. It kind of burnt me out on it.
I played like a little on my melodica. Do you know what that is? It's like a keyboard tune. You like blend them out like do. Yeah, that's like as far as I got.
You shouldn't have told me that. Now I want you to play.
I think I still have it. I gotta find it. I still have to play some Zelda on it, of course.
People want to see that. Also, you play this from memory? I don't see music anywhere.
There's the pro, dude.
Maybe it's like above the frame. Awesome.
Damn. Why is everyone so talented?
I know, dude.
We
We
suck.
haven't even started videos yet, man. Because remember, we got some fun gameplay clips to watch. Kevin Gillet, hello, Brandis. You know what? We are entering the best month of the year, and I'm playing Link's Awakening and Ni no Kuni. I think someone else said literally those two games as well.
Yeah.
So of course I'm happy. I love what Ryo Nagamatsu has done with the music of Link's Awakening, and this time, nice name drop, and I'm giving you a cover I made a bit before Link's Awakening came out. For the second time, I'm submitting what I love doing in between bigger projects, take a tune from a Zelda game, transcribe it by ear, and replace the instruments with the N64 Ocarina of Time instruments.
Wow, cool.
I chose the music from Mount Tamaranch, better known as Tall Tall Heights, because it's glorious, and here's essentially what it might have sounded like if Link's Awakening had been remade for the N64.
Cool,
Love, respect,
dude.
Kevin Gillet. That's cool.
Yeah. This is good.
I also love the credit.
Yeah.
Shout out, Kevin. It's nice. They jammed it so hard the next time they go to Tall Tall Heights. I think that sound is my favorite. That sounds almost too good for the N64.
It's like full xylophone sound. Yeah.
Cadence of Hyrule Tears is Tahitian Warrior. That is definitely a compliment.
That was great.
But yeah, somebody, Limited Media said, like, man, the soundtracks of games the last couple months. We've definitely had some good music this year. All right, 9 more videos.
Okay.
And that's it. Brad, I'm going to feel myself real quick.
Okay, do it.
It's okay?
I know you love to.
I don't know if you remember, has Alexander Zurianov made a video for you yet?
I don't know.
Easy Ally, Brad Ellis.
I think so.
There was like a little like montage
yeah,
of you.
I think so, yeah.
Well, it's time for my montage. Thank you
Oh,
very
nice.
much. It's time to talk about Jones. Thank you, Zurianov. I will say I've been looking forward to this.
Easy Allies would have a hard time existing if it wasn't for
Yeah, dude.
your contributions
100%.
and giving us your space and things like that. We truly appreciate it.
Oh man, the garage. What a dump. I love that place though.
Jones is the absolute king, and I say this with full positivity.
When David Hayter left the voice of Snake, it would be like if Jones stopped doing the VO for us, it would be like that.
People don't talk for 5 minutes straight unless they're Brandon Jones.
The reason I love a Jones rant so much is because it's not malicious, it's passionately disappointed.
I know I'm the only person that's in between you and playing these games. But anyway, blah, 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 blah. It's like, why would you say that? Like,
Hey, buddy. Thanks. Hi, I'm Todd Howard. It's like, get to the... No one got to the point. No one.
so the guy in the tank getting shot next to his ear.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
You should make every chair in your house. Why wouldn't you? Don't you like chairs? Don't you take pride in your chairs?
I was always amazed when you had set up the table for us. Or
I like
desk.
doing that.
It's fun. Yeah, I miss it.
I
Not really,
but
Who's the new Batman, Huber?
Brandon Jones.
The following are the official sponsors of Easy Allies for the month of October.
Go to patreon.com. We need more money.
You're over $10,000. Wow.
We're over 10K right now?
Yep.
I need a moment. I'm sorry.
Begin corrections music, please. Yeah.
I don't know how to do that.
I cut the podcast.
Okay.
Which again, like Ian couldn't do what I just did because I remember doing that.
You have a deep, deep love for open world games.
So he dropped over there this time. So that wasn't like a canned animation. That's cool.
I definitely tried to be as honorable as I could.
So yeah, these things are gonna battle.
Honorable.
I'm Daniel Bloodworth. I'm Kyle Bossman. I'm moderating the podcast. I like being silly. I hope that never changes. I don't know if I ever grew up. I really try not to. I love being immersed in another world.
Yeah, me meditating, right on.
Kind of like seeing how far from this reality I could pull myself. Don't worry, buddy. It's you and me. We're partners here in this project.
Oh man,
I cannot imagine a career choice I could make in my lifetime that would take me completely away from Easy Allies.
yeah, I've got the S. We did it.
I think that's going to do it for Frame Trap. This was a lively one. Thank you for that liveliness.
Okay, all right.
Little pig.
Little pig.
He gets 1 year.
What
No!
No! You know what? I don't like Easy Allies.
Great ending.
I mean, I intentionally didn't watch that
Great ending.
because I wanted to be surprised.
That was
oh
really
my
good.
god. Oh, that was really good. I'm so glad my meditation went in there. I'm so glad there's Cup of Jones moments where I'm like, dude, I don't know what I was talking about. Where I'm cradling the cup. What on earth was that about?
That was amazing.
Zarinoff, really, that was very, very special, man. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Good stuff, dude.
This has been a wild ride. Ian Alexander, this month I'm submitting a video. I want to point out, again, Jesse Blue leading the charge. Vlogs. Love them.
Love vlogs.
If you want to just submit an audio file like Jesse did, or if you want to do what Ian did, which is just talking about stuff in a video. Like, great. Love it. So take it away, Ian.
Greetings, Brandon, Brad, and allies. This month I took my first trip to Tokyo.
Ooh.
It was an enlightening experience, so I wanted to share some observations with you all. I've been living in Taiwan for 11 years, working as an English teacher. This was my first real vacation in all that time, not counting going back to the US to visit family. After coming home to Taiwan, I realized how refreshing and invigorating having even 5 days off could be. I really underestimated how important having a vacation is.
Yeah.
Another thing I realized was that I was artificially limiting myself in a lot of ways. Living in Taiwan, I often avoided doing things because I didn't want to come off as a tourist. However, being an actual tourist in Tokyo, I discovered that I was really missing out on things in Taiwan because of that attitude. Also, there were things that I always thought would be better and more authentic in Japan, like eating ramen or sushi, or going shopping for anime or game merchandise. But after returning to Taiwan, I found they were basically the exact same here. Same companies selling the same products.
Interesting.
Before the trip, I also started studying hiragana in hopes that it would be useful on the trip. After finding out how fun it could be, I felt like an idiot for not trying to properly sit down and study Chinese for all these years.
Cool.
Damn.
I had a lot of fun exploring Tokyo in those 5 days,
Kamurocho.
but my return to Taiwan is what really made me feel like it was a worthwhile experience. Now, I'm going out more, studying Chinese, taking up new hobbies like building Gunpla,
Gundam.
and just exploring this place that I fell in love with all those years ago. So, yeah, I hope you guys take your chances to take a vacation and recharge and refresh. And yeah, don't blame the allies when they need to take a vacation too. So, love and respect, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Dude, that was awesome.
Dude, let's take a vacation, man.
Yeah.
He just gave us the card.
Yeah.
Free vacation card. Troop and I went to Hawaii right before we had Milo. We thought it'd be a couple months before we had Milo, but it ended up being like right before.
Yeah.
And like, that may or may not have fit into our budget very carefully. But no,
that was
at this point where we are now, we really needed that time.
Three of us went to Hawaii this year.
Something to keep in mind too, like Ian said, like you can go on a vacation in your hometown. You don't have to.
Yeah.
You can still live there. Just find something you haven't done. You know, there's a lot of great museums in LA.
People come like vacation here a lot. Yeah.
Space Dom. Hi Jones. Hi Brad. Hi Allies. Here is a trailer I made for a game that I have enjoyed enormously over the last 2 weeks. Please enjoy.
Okay.
And I love this because this is a game I'm also very curious about. Firewatch vibes from this game.
Oh. Okay.
Where are you at, Space Dom? Take it away. Yeah. Very curious about this.
Ooh.
Okay. It's my first time seeing gameplay. I've just seen like kind of what looked like cutscenes, but whoa. Oh,
it's fighting.
Doggy. It's a really subtle trailer, but I think it's really true to the experience. Like, I like it.
Game looks cool.
Yeah, I did not know it was played that way. That was super dope. Loved it. Beating Down Brian. Did you see Beating Down Brian's tweet?
About what?
About Last of Us Part 2?
No.
So he made a tweet that was Beating Down Brian, mega sponsor, or a regular sponsor, sorry. And he made a tweet that was Ellie, and she was like, "What are you doing here?" And it's the goose from Goose Game.
Oh.
He's got the knife in his mouth, and it's like, "You didn't think I'd let you do this alone, did you?"
That's very funny.
And Druckmann retweeted it.
Oh,
and
nice,
it just blew
dude.
up.
That's awesome.
Nice tweet, Brian. Hey, Jonesy, Brad. Hope you're doing well. I normally don't have anything to share for the showcase, but since you said that you like receiving gameplay, I thought I'd share my latest #1 leaderboard run. #1 leaderboard run. For my favorite racing game of the year and of all time, Dirt Rally 2.0.
Wow.
I know this might not necessarily be everyone's thing. Brian, this is my
This is sick, dude.
thing.
I respect
Especially if
how
you
it
know,
is.
like, he's going to own this beforehand.
Yeah,
it's
this
like,
is
here
sick.
we go. But I hope you enjoy it. If anyone is interested in seeing more runs, you can find my channel by searching Beaten Down Brian on YouTube. Love and respect. And again, all of this stuff's gonna be made public. So if you want to watch this video or you remember, like, who's that guy who did the racing game? It's all gonna be in the comments. You yourself can leave a comment. Just know it won't be in the next showcase, obviously, unless you're at the $10 tier. But I watched a little bit of this, but I didn't watch the end because I wanted to save it. So Brian, take it away. Love the hype too at the beginning.
Yeah, this is sick.
It's at night too.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go. 60, unseen 4 left small cut, 50, 5 right, 80, 5 left, 30, 5 right, very long, opens of a crest, 40.
Cutting those corners.
Yeah.
Digging into that grass a little bit. I like it.
Keep right to turn, 1 left long. 80. 6 left, 50. 4 right long, opens 50. Early 5 left, extra long, opens up a crests, 30.
Extra long,
5 right small cut, 50. 4 left long, tightens keep in, 50. 4 right, extra long, tightens 3.
Oh, I see his grass!
30,
Yeah.
Left long, opens
This is very
6 of
impressive.
crest, 60. 6 right, extra long of the crest.
The rock, the
30.
pebbles in the undercarriage.
4
And,
right long,
crackle.
keep in, 100. Long crest into don't cut, unseen, 2 right. Into 3 left long, tightens. Into 3 right long, don't cut. Into 4 left, extra long.
Nice.
Into 4 right.
That was crazy.
Into 3 left. Opens. Into 4 left. Tightens of a bump. Into caution. Don't cut 1 right long around bridge. Opens. 4 right. Extra long of a crest.
Careful, careful, nice.
Into 6 left. Into 3 right. Into 3 left. Tightens. Caution. 30. Left.
Here we go.
Don't cut. 70. Don't cut. 2 right. Opens of a crest. 30. Keep right. Into unseen. Hairpin left long. Tightens of a bump crest. 30. 2 left. Into 1 right. Very long. Tightens don't cut. Into open hairpin left. Tightens of a crest bump. 5 right tightens 1. Opens and tightens over crest. Over finish. 30 to stop.
Man, that was crazy.
Try better, Dirt 2.0 players.
The
Beat down
best.
grinds on the case.
The best. Very good.
Love it.
Number 1.
Yeah.
There he is.
Ends at the. I love it.
What if Bloodworth was just like in there
Yeah,
too?
where's Blood? I don't see you, Blood. I don't see you.
Where are you, Blood?
Yeah, he's off playing Borderlands. Oh man, that was so awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Accounts payable. Fred Trap sponsor. Thanks, Accounts payable. Hello, Brandon, Brad, and allies. First time posting here for the community showcase. I figured it'd be relatively safe posting some DBZ related with this crowd.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Right.
Here's a short clip of me practicing some sick kicks with the new Dragon Ball Fighters character Gogeta. Or Gogeta, sorry. Gogeta, god damn it.
Gogeta. Jones loves Gogeta. It's his favorite anime book.
Gogeta. And you know what's funny? I'm copying and pasting these over, and I'm like, oh, he's. And I was like, oh, it's Gogeta. It's pronounced Gogeta. I got to remember that.
You're doing great, Jones. Don't sweat it, dude.
Love, respect, accounts payable. Also rad too. It's like if you just want to practicing, like, yes.
Here comes the pain! Get out of here! Get out of here! Let's go!
What are you talking about?
So loud.
This is Vegeta and Goku. Goku.
Yeah, that's Trunks and Goten. God. It's okay. Easy. Down. Dude, sick. I think that's it.
Nice. Solid 37 seconds of just ripping.
Feel the hits in your eardrum.
Yeah, you know, it's like I kind of feel okay with that being loud. It happens. Kiraz, all right, my first submission to the community showcase. Let the lack of editing experience shine through. But it was a lot of fun to make.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Love and respect. This is Kiraz coming up.
Hello, Easy Allies. I know that nowadays ports, remakes, and HD remasters are a dime a dozen. But I wanted to highlight one in particular that's still very much in this arena, but manages to stand out as, at the very least, a curiosity. Yeah, so NVIDIA put out an official ray tracing patch in for Quake 2, a game from 1997. And I have to say, it's quite impressive, and it's been a real treat to come back to this game after so many years since last playing it. I'll be honest, of all the Quake games, I've always found Quake 2 to be a little on the ugly side. It's in that awkward era of video games and graphics where video gameplay and solid controls really took a back seat while developers focused on 3D engines. That said, playing through Quake 2 in both its vanilla form and the RTX form from this past year has really made me impressed with the attention to detail the original has. Using the first few minutes of the game as a point of comparison here, and you can really just feel that you're in some rusted alien bunker. It feels unclean, unfriendly, and puts you on edge. The quality of the original's texture work and art direction are really noticeable when you take a look at the ray tracing update from 2019, which, in its own right, is positively smashing now, isn't it? There's lighting effects going on in this version that are just blowing my mind. The way that dark scenes can be lit up by gunfire and explosions, when the game was never really meant to work in that way. And the way light glows off neon signs in the environment. What NVIDIA has managed to do here is positively impressive. I'm really blown away on a technical level. Not only has it given me a reason to come back, but it's given me a reason to stay. The technical things that they're pulling off in this are just so darn interesting. And I'm willing to forgive Quake 2 for some of its older quirks, like just the feel of the guns and the enemy AI and kind of the lack of balance in the gameplay. But it's been a marvelous treat, and I know it's review season, I know that you all are positively busy, but for community members and for Easy Ally members who have access to ray tracing capable hardware, it's worth a few minutes. Maybe it's a game to pocket for Christmas vacation. Thank you all. Love and respect. Goodbye.
A game to pocket for Christmas vacation. I gotta steal that.
That was sick, dude.
I like that.
That's so crazy. They put ray tracing on there.
And I love just bringing back, same with Star Citizen, so I love just catching these things that like we're very, very likely not to talk about. Super 3D Cow, hello again. Since I have now played a pop and music song for pretty much everyone, I am doing something different this time. In December, I decided to do a New Year's resolution to draw one picture every day. A tablet I bought to do art a year prior would finally get used. I made it until I couldn't keep up in April. I've compiled a video of many of them, including some of my strange doodles when I was bored. Many of these I use as a reference, but some I did not. And at the end, I have a couple pictures and videos of what I've been up to lately. Thank you so much for doing the showcases. Thank you, Super 3D Cow.
All right, let's go.
Yeah. Let's go!
Planet Coaster. Hey, Chocobo.
Yeah. I love the glow. Aww.
Yeah, that's good.
I like the numbers too. I didn't notice that. Aw. Nice. It's like he's posing.
Yeah.
Is that a loaf of bread? What is that?
I don't know.
What's going on there? Oh my goodness.
I like that cat.
With the cheeks? Oh, come on. Crazy. Oh, wow. Nice. It's a pretty awesome bolt you got there. Oh, boy. I love how the characters with style, the amount of time you spent with it, it's like just it's all over the place. It's a lot of fun. Yay! What? What in the world?
I don't know, but I
no
like
context. Absolutely zero context required. This makes me feel good.
Yeah, dude. There you go, Jones. Play along. Oh, it's at the same area? Oh, it was close to.
Oh, yeah. Man, you play this?
No, I haven't played, but I have it.
What is this on? Just PC or?
Yeah, I have it on Steam, I believe.
Dude, this is I'm gonna check this out.
Or was this free on something? I can't remember.
Like, yes! Yes! Yes!
Stuff, dude.
I don't need more games to play, but yes! Awesome. Oh my goodness.
That's good stuff.
I love Wormhole. I want to ride a coaster now. Make it through the Super 3 to cow.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're wrapping it up with some showcase celebrities, especially in the video uploading departments.
Huh?
Oh yeah, and I love that. Whoops, wait, no, I don't know why it took us away. Whoop, we're back. I love that Michelle Jackson did this intentionally, and I think Dan Allen did too. Even though Michelle Jackson said purposely that she was. She posted and then deleted it and then reposted to be later in the showcase. She's like, I think I might miss it if it's earlier. And Dan Allen was very late because I think he wanted to be the final moment of the showcase, and probably rightfully so. But loving these games updates. Here we go. And now we're getting into the juicy stuff of this game. I'm excited for this.
Hi everybody, this month we're going to be talking about the 4 battle characters that you see on screen.
Battle!
First up is Harley. The attack animations were made by me, but the battle sprite is a stock from RPG Maker. The game's battle system uses rows like Etrian Odyssey. Harley is one of the starting party members who's designed to teach the player how to use rows. She's able to summon any weapon that she knows how to
these
wield,
sprites, Michelle,
so
looks amazing.
her attacks vary depending on which row she's in. Harley is a bit of a glass cannon. She has high attack power and versatility, but is rather frail. Next up is Florence. Again, the attack animations are by me, and the battle sprite is a stock from RPG Maker.
Oh, okay.
Florence is able to segment off her limbs and send them flying in different directions, so in essence, she's a long-range melee fighter. Most of her moves
Got
are
it,
based
okay.
off of support.
The animations are by me, but the sprites are stock. Okay, still working on my own. Got it. Because the style was different. That's why I was
If
like,
you want her to stay for a while, she's best placed in the back row. But if you place her in one of the front rows, she's able to push enemies back or pull them towards her.
Oh, cool.
Now it's time for Carson. Again, attack animations by me, battle sprite by RPG Maker. Carson's class is called Bubblegum Bomber. It's one of the few class names that I'm actually pretty proud of. Carson is, in essence, an ammo-based fighter, except her ammo is gum. When she chews bubblegum, the resulting bubbles are explosive and hugely damaging. The flavor of the gum determines what element the attack is. Carson is locked to the first row because if somebody was standing in front of her, they'd also be blown away with the explosion. Lastly is Aurelie. Unlike previously, the battle sprite was made by me, but the attacks are stock from RPG Maker. Aurelie is actually one of the first characters I worked on when I started making this game, and I've only just now figured out how to make her work without crashing the game. Basically, she's able to change her age at will, so she has 3 main states that she can be in during battle: child, adult, and elder, with adult being her base state. When Aurelie enters child's state, her accuracy, defense, and attack all go way down, but her speed, evasion, and critical rate all go up. She's much more unpredictable and hard to win with than the other states, so your main incentive to play in child state is that her EXP rate skyrockets. When Aurelie enters her elder state, her physical attack, physical defense, speed, and critical rate all go down, but her magical attack, magical defense, and accuracy all go way up. The main drawback to playing in Elder State is that her EXP rate plummets. That's gonna do it for me. I apologize for the state of the animations. I'm still learning.
Yeah.
Love and respect, everybody.
Oh my
Bye.
goodness.
That's a pretty cool mechanic.
Oh, I'm so yeah.
the
Now that we're
states.
actually getting into, because there's been a lot of lore stuff, and it's just I'm so excited for the combat. And finally, I did tell Brad this was going to be in the episode. Mr. Dan Allen, who's comprising our Shenmue Easy A dub, is here with episode 2.
Episode Duske.
Starring Michael Huber, Brandon Jones, Kyle Bossman, and Ben Moore. Love and respect, Dan Allen, Detroit, Michigan. Here we go.
Let's go.
Thanks, Dan.
Wait! The mirror, it's buried under the cherry tree.
Great job, John.
Do you remember Cao Sun Ming?
Zhao?
So offensive.
That's the name of the man you killed in Minkun.
It can't be you.
Get up. I'll allow you to die like a warrior.
Father.
Landy-sama, we found it.
Ben.
It's a cool shot.
Yeah.
Father! Forgive me for leaving you alone. What? What are you saying? Father! Your friends. Keep friends, those you love, close to you. No. Father!
Do it, Huber.
No!
God, that was amazing. Damn, that was
I got
so
it. I got
good.
it. I'm sorry. I just got to do. This part's real good right
here. Father!
One of the best projects.
What a strange job you and I have, Brad Ellis. That'll do it. That was such a jolly showcase. There were so many games we talked about. There was so much stuff across the board. So many people trying new things, you know, like people were like, I usually submit this, but I did this month. And gosh, I love it so much. And postponed it, and you showed up super early. Very long day. You're going to be on the group stream tonight. I might not be on the group stream tonight. I might be cutting the Borderlands 3 review. Depends on how long it takes, man. But gosh, this was super a lot of fun. Thanks, Brian.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks
again.
for hanging out, chat.
You can go to patreon.com/easyallies, look up Community Showcase for October 2019 if you want to see, download, catch up with any of these people that submitted this amazing stuff. And you yourself can be a part of the Community Showcase if you want for November of 2019. Just sometime before the month of October, you need to sign up for Easy Allies on patreon.com/easyallies at that $10 tier, and then you'll be a part of the showcase. As you can see, we are, crowdfunded. We are funded by Patreon amongst all of our other things, our wonderful community here on Twitch. But we do get the majority of our funding, through Patreon. So a massive amount of love and respect to all the people that help us on Patreon, especially these wonderful people at the $10 and above level, because this is such a treat. Absolutely. You won't be back until 2020.
It's going to be a while, yeah.
To the Community Showcase. Michael Damiani will be joining me next month. So you start making your weirdo Damiani art right now, Eric Jackson.
Damiani memes.
Get it ready. Do your best, because I'm going to try to find another thumbnail. It's Frog this time. Close up on Frog's eyes. Maybe just the sword. You think if it was the sword, people would still know?
The whole thing, Jim.
They could still tell. Oh, that's right. That's right. I'm sorry. With the borders.
The whole
That's right.
thing.
Got to get it right.
The whole thing.
I'll be sure to tell Bloodworth. This was a lot of fun. Thanks, Brad. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Take care, everybody.
Bye.